From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
And good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore for Wednesday Hump Day, February 24th, 2021, the last Wednesday in the month in February. And come back to me February 31st and let me know if I'm right or not. Anyway, welcome to the show this morning. Hope you're having a great Wednesday morning so far. And thank you to everyone who's watching us either live and interacting with us or else watching us on the rerun. We do appreciate you all so very much. And if you're watching us on Facebook, on Kathy Jackson's books, or the Rising Tide Publications page, or the Rising Tide Broadcast Network page, please check that out. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy any part of it. And also, if you enjoy the video enough, please like the page. Thank your hosts. That's your way of thanking the hosts. It really does a lot of good for them. And also, if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the little bell that notifies you of all the future stuff we do. And we've got some good stuff coming up. And we'll have some notes on that in just a minute. And we are a proud part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. See this, take a screenshot of this, and check out some of the great shows we've got coming up. And one show that isn't on there, I've got to update that, is coming up tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, issue number 1, Collect Them All, of Comic Book Spectrum. It's going to be a little gab fest reviewing comics. That'll be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be joined by Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, and Brian Rodman. And we're going to talk about comic books past, present, and future. We're going to review some current stuff that you may want to pick up and put in your collection. And also, we'll be talking about back issues and stuff. We're just going to run the whole gamut there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I also want to thank my Patreon supporters. They do a lot to make sure that this show looks good. And just general attaboys. But these, for as little as $1 a month, they get mentioned in everything we do, such as we're doing now. So if you like seeing your name on the air or in print or in audios coming soon this year, please consider becoming one of my patrons at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And tonight we've got a very special episode of Clever Title Pending. Our guest is going to be Luke Stone, of Hybrids, the Sons of God's fame, and Voodoo Nation, a whole bunch of great work. And his campaign, his Indiegogo campaign for the brand new start of a new story arc on Hybrids, the Sons of Gods is coming out. But he's got big plans, and he's going to tell us about what's going on in Terraform Comics and all the other stuff. So please join us tonight at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central. And if you didn't see it last night, we actually broadcast the longest show we've ever done. It's just like about 10 minutes shy of 4 hours. So if I'm a little bleary or I pass out this morning, you'll know why. But we had the great Bobby Nash on last night. And Bobby, that boy can talk, but every word out of his face is golden. Please check out our show last night. We have links on our various pages. Wherever you're watching us now, you'll be able to see it. But there's a lot of great information out there. So if you're looking to level up your game, that's the episode to watch. But anyway, we also want to mention the show is sponsored by Plasma Fire Graphics, who did those beautiful 2 trailers you saw at the very start of this episode. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers. That's the thing that gets them to pick it up, put it under their arm, take it to the counter, and take it home to enjoy. So check out plasmafiregraphics.com. When the look of your book matters to you, please also check out their Facebook page. Lots of beautiful artwork. You'll see some more samples of Jeffrey Hayes' work. He's a great guy, great to work with. We love him. And let's see, what else did I mention? Everything. Oh, and this show is powered by Geek Insider. Thank you very much to Geek Insider. Please check out their array of amazing programs. You will love them. You seriously will. And speaking of things I love, we're going to get to the comments right now. And who was first today? Who was first? And Joe Dog McKeel was first at 9:31, under 30 to go, and no comments. Slackers. There we go. And Trevor Hawkins, he missed it. But unlike that one group, he didn't get high and missed it. He just missed the being first. But anyway, Trevor and Joe Dog, good to see you this morning. And of course, I stayed up way late too last night. Some crazy YouTube show I was watching. I know. Yeah, the host just wouldn't shut up. No, seriously, Pop. What? It's like that line from Sidney Greenstreet in Casablanca. I love a man who loves to talk. And Bobby Nash is terrific. He is not only an amazing writer, but he is full of wisdom. And if you want to level up your creator's game, last night you should have been gotten your pen and paper out, because he gave a lot of stuff that's helped him rise to where he is now. He's an amazing author, and he's a really good guy. And then the thing is, we stayed up, Bobby and I, we talked afterwards for about another hour. So that's probably why this morning the insides of my eyes look pretty nice about 9 o'clock this morning. But anyway, Trevor Hawkins, good morning, also, and especially Joe Dog and Howdy T. And ice packs were a great invention, and I will leave it at that. Oh yeah, so is Covfefe, man. I'm telling you, you have your ice packs, Joe, and I will be doing this. Speaking of Joe Dog McKeel, we got to talk about tomorrow night, Thursday. I mentioned Comic Book Spectrum is going to be launching tomorrow, our inaugural issue. And then after that will be Creative as Hale with the great Amy Hale and her husband, John. And they will be interviewing the one, the only Charles F. Millhouse of Pulp Reality, #1, and Stormgate Press. That is going to be a fantastic episode. And then following that at 9 p.m. will be Stupid O'Clock with Joe Dog McKeel and the Skunk Rocker, Dan, John, and a bunch of zanies, including usually our own Nicholas Tockert. And it's always a great show to listen to. I love it. Excuse me. And you just got to check it out. You really do. It's almost indescribable, but it's also, like the candy bar, indescribably delicious. And speaking of indescribably delicious, there's Michaela Jade. Hey guys, I almost call you Teresa. Shame on me. She's next. Anyway, good morning, Brian, creative artist. Happy hump day to you too, Teresa. And Michaela, hope you're doing well. Great interview yesterday. Got to shout out. I am so proud of our broadcast network. I really am. We are kicking booty on content, I think. Everybody involved in the network, I am just so indescribably proud of. And Michaela had an incredible interview yesterday with Ted Davies on TED Talks. And please check it out on Ted Davies Artistry. And please subscribe to his channel. Also, please check out Michaela Jade. She has a channel, Michaela Jade, on YouTube. Please give her some love on there. And be sure to ring that little bell so you're notified of all future appearances. And the Historical Fantasy Guild, Nick, thank you for sticking with me to the end last night. What great questions you had. And good morning, Nevermorians. It seems time and space have flowed in on themselves into a dimension of sight and sounds where the trees wear fezzes and the air smells of kofefe. Yes. And the way things were going last night, I was thinking I would just have enough time to go to the bathroom, maybe brew a cup of coffee, and just launch this show. I just kept thinking, and the next show will be Nevermind the Furthermore in 2 minutes. So, but no, it was a fantastic show. I'm actually very proud of last night's show. It turned out so very well, and thank you all for your incredible questions, Bobby. I don't think I'm telling tales out of class here, but Bobby said he always has a good time on this show, and it's because of you guys, because of the great questions you guys come up with, and guys being in the non-gender specific term, of course. You come up with great questions. You have great interaction with him. He loves it. And he would probably come back every week if he didn't have to get some writing done. But anyway, thank you, Nick, for your contribution. And here surfaces once more the mighty Manatee Man, master of marketing, within the lagoon of midweek merriment. May the plugs be ever in your favor, and may Thursday Brian get some rest. Good God, man. Well, it doesn't look like Thursday's going to be that day. No, we looked at our schedule yesterday, and it's like, dear God, what was I thinking? And I realized I also got something on Saturday I may be doing for someone else. Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to schedule, Nick, you don't have to panic. We are going to schedule some downtime eventually. I don't have anything going on Sunday unless I stay up and watch the stupid after show at 1 a.m., which is very likely. Very, very likely indeed. But anyway, again, Nick, thank you, and everyone who showed up last night to do some fantastic commenting and some great questions. Bobby is a very popular author and a very popular guest on shows, and it just makes me happy that he likes this show so much, or Clever Title Pending. So please check it out from last night. It was almost 4 hours long, but watch it in bite-sized morsels. You're going to get a lot out of it. Bobby is entertaining as hell, because he not only talked about his writing, he also talked about his side career as an actor. And you may have seen him on some of your favorite shows, especially if you are a fan of Doom Patrol, the Doom Patrol TV series that he has appeared on there. And so he is cool. And there is back of the cereal box, John B. Pica, johnpica.com. Glad to see you, sir. And hey there, friends and foes. Happy new, today is the day that it's not really Obamacare anymore, I guess. It's more ACA, Affordable Care Act. The president has authorized signups again so that more people can get insurance to guarantee that they will not have to pay for their COVID shots. And by the way, here I will make an announcement. I've said before that when it's time for me to get my immunization against the Myshorona Peter pandemic, I can't wait for the day when I don't have to say that. I really am. But I was going to wait till Cookie got hers. Now, Cookie is a few years younger than I am. But we had a discussion, and not many people know this, but I have been called by my local hospital to get an early COVID shot. I think my doctor put him up to it. But they haven't been able to coordinate it on their end, actually. It's not like I can't drop what I'm doing most days, except this week. But the Indiana just dropped the regulations to 60. So now I am eligible. Although it's kind of ironic, though, by the time I finally will be able to get my shots, I will probably be 65 by then. So I could have, never mind. Anyway, she has insisted that I get my immunization as soon as possible. And I, being the doting husband I am, concur. So I will be getting mine well before my first appearance, personal appearance, which will be at Big River Comic-Con in Hannibal, Missouri. Please check out Big River Comic Con. They have a page on Facebook. All kinds of great people, such as Amy Hale will be there. I will be there. We just got all kinds of good stuff going on. They're starting to announce some of the guests, and some of them are pretty darn impressive. You ought to check it out, and please come see us. But anyway, good to see you, John, and I hope you have a mellow day, as mellow as you are able to. And back in the cereal box, not sure how long I can watch this morning. Biden care enrollment at all? Yeah, isn't it interesting? It's now Biden care. You never heard about it being Trump care. You know, I understand. But I'm glad we have it. I am glad. I'm not on Biden care, but I am, I am grateful because I know a lot of creative people who could not afford medical insurance otherwise, and it's been a huge boon to them. So I cannot complain. And here we go. The Historical Fencing Guild. Good morning, Michaela Jade. Because of you, I will have to write a small adventure module set in the strange ruins of Shade Glen Keep. Whoa! Also, hiya. Anyway. And Nick just got a great opportunity last night. Nick, do you realize how much mileage you've gotten from my shows? We're setting Nick up with work. He got an offer from someone to do his foreword on his next combat book, and I know, and Nick, I would, we'll have to see if Bobby and I have to share a file or something. You know what I mean? Or I may just buy him a copy of Simple Sword for his own use. But no, last night's Bobby Nash show was really, really fun, really good. I think you'll enjoy it. If you sit through all 3 hours and 50 minutes of it, God bless you. But yeah, that's our longest broadcast yet. We're not going to be doing it all the time. Luke Stone, if you're watching, we're not doing 4 hours tonight, brother. I love you, but yeah. Anyway, Clyde Hall is here. Good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you, Clyde. Clyde is part of our amazing panel that will be appearing tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum. I'm really excited about that show. I've been wanting to do a good, positive show about comic books. I see so many of them on the interwebs that are all, comics are doomed. Comics are crap, except mine, of course. And I told these guys that I saw a broadcaster on comics that was giving one bit of misinformation out after another, and it was all based on his own perceptions. And what a narcissist this guy must have been, because he was saying, well, comic book shops have been around since the late 90s when I started going in. And it's like, no, dude, they'd already been around for 20 years by the time you finally walked in. You were barely you probably weren't even a gleam in the postman's eye when they did start up in the 70s. And I bet he couldn't even tell me who did it. Phil Suling. Anyway, that's the sort of thing we'll be discussing on the show. Not the negativity part about this one broadcaster, but the fact that there is so much information. We're out to set the record straight. And Michaela saying hello. And maybe one of my other castles will be called that. There you go. And the Historical Fencing Guild, who, by the way, will be on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, with great stuff on swordplay and combat and just the general high-octane energy of Nick Tuckert himself is a joy to behold. And back in the cereal box, don't be afraid to make like Ratchet of the Autobots and transform and enroll out. I love it. And I love Keisha Acuff. Hello. Mwah. Good morning to you, darling. Hope you are having a great hump day this morning, as I hope it is for Bill Sarton. Happy Wacky Wednesday, everyone. Happy Wacky Wednesday to you, my friend. And Russell Allen, good to see you. Good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you. And Nevermorians, I want to thank you guys for supporting Russell Allen. His first book and we've got part of our Russian contingent has made a comment here on 2 comments. Oh, we'll have to do something about that. Anyway, Russell, good to see you. And check out Xeno Nanite Titan, currently fully funded on Kickstarter, please go there and please check out that great book of his. And also, while you're out there, check out Grant Lankard's Beowulf. All right. And I believe it is fully funded now. But now we're going for stretch goals. So let's make it difficult on these guys. Let's make them have to make up new stretch goals, okay? And thank you all, sincerely, thank you all for supporting fellow Nevermorians, all right? Russell and Grant both do a lot to promote this community of creativity, and they have the right attitude. And you know, as far as I'm concerned, they are full-fledged Nevermorians, and we're grateful to have them. And said, the Historical Fencing Guild says, Brian, last night you were fantastic on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Well, thank you. So were you, my man. You were fantastic, too. And you know, oh, yes, I should have read this all. Brian, last night you were fantastic on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what? So was I. You really were. Please check that out from our unofficial brother from another mother. Christian Basil put on an incredible show last night on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and it was all about Christopher Eccleston, who I believe time in the last 12 hours has stopped having any meaning for me. I believe Christopher Eccleston's birthday is coming up soon. And for those of you who don't know, Christopher Eccleston was on the 2005 revival of the classic Doctor Who program. He played the title role, and he was at that time considered one of Britain's finest television actors. And since then, he's done movies like one of the G.I. Joe movies and also one of the Thor movies. And there's rumors he may be coming back to Thor down the road. He has not said no to it. In fact, he said he wouldn't mind it, in fact. Because a lot of his stuff wound up on the cutting room floor, unfortunately. But anyway, Eccleston's an incredible actor, did a really wonderful version of the classic Time Lord. But unfortunately, due to political things within the BBC and the production team, Eccleston signed off. He basically resigned from the role the day he premiered. And he has been very gentlemanly about not venting his spleen about it, but he's also been very gracious. If people wanted to talk Doctor Who, he would talk Doctor Who. He would sign anything with Doctor Who. And I actually, Nick, you'll like this. I actually found a video of a couple of months ago at a convention about 2 years ago where Eccleston is walking down the main hallway, and he looks over and he yells, "Hey, Matt, how you doing?" And he runs over. His handlers, of course, are running with him. And he runs over and he sees Matt Smith, who is 2 doctors down from him. And he runs up and the two hug and actually kiss. I mean, not swap spit or anything, but, just, kiss on the cheek sort of thing, and start talking. And Chris tells him, later we got to talk. We got to catch up. Okay. I'll see you later, buddy. And it was great. It was just so nice to see that he is embracing Who and the love of the Whovian community. But anyway, last night the show was Nick and I were on a show with Amy Hale, and Christian Basil happened to be there too. Go figure. He and Christian ran a great show. It was somehow ran a show without Melanie Dean. Now, how that happened, I'll never know. But anyway, we talked about our favorite moments from the Christopher Eccleston era, and it was a great show. Please watch that show last night too. It was so good. And hashtag bring cookie home. Bill Sarn, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. And Mark Lerner, it was great talking to you yesterday, man. You fired me up. And Greens from the Prairie, I am rereading the Warren Murphy blogs and comb your hair. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Warren Murphy's one of Mark's favorite writers and mine. He is the co-creator of the great Remo Williams, The Destroyer paperback series from the 70s. And also it inspired a movie in 1983 called Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. And it's great stuff, great pulp type storytelling and lots of humor. And he wrote a blog that when I was writing, Mark had given me an idea, I will say, to how to construct a novel that unlocked it for me. And Warren Murphy's built from there. WarrenMurphy.com, which was obviously it's still up. The man passed away several years ago, unfortunately. But I think I told Mark. I think I told you, Mark. But somebody asked me for advice on how to get started, and I hadn't really formulated my process completely. But I said, here's a great place to start. Go to WarrenMurphy.com. He's got a 12-point very simple checklists on how to get your book started. And one of the advice on every step was, and comb your hair. And he's the one that really taught me how to do an elevator pitch. If you want to learn and why you should do an elevator pitch. But anyway, I accidentally tagged him. I did not mean to. Because I didn't want to, like, he's probably like, oh God, not another fanboy, which I was and am to this day and will be forever. But anyway, Murphy sent me a private message thanking me for the shout out and wishing me luck and feels, so anyway, I can't follow all of Warren's advice, although I do comb my sideburns. I took a shower this morning, my sideburns are all fluffy. But anyway, it's good to see you, Mark, and it was great talking to you, man. It always fires me up when you do. And Legend of Traveling TARDIS, arise, Wednesday Morris monster, arise, as the traveling TARDIS flies past the Michaela Valley of the Cleaves and targets the not-so-cleaver title pending. And just make sure you get the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS sub-love first, then all the others. After you do the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page, then you go to the Traveling TARDIS, and then you go to the other members of our family, our broadcast family. Yes, and we've almost all got, I think we've almost all got our own YouTube channels. I have one. When you tune into Amy's show tomorrow night, Clever as Creative as Hail, at 8 p.m. with Charles F. Millhouse tomorrow. It's going to be a fun show. Please subscribe to her channel and subscribe to her Facebook pages as well. Author Amy Hale and Amy Hale's Angels. And also check her out on authoramyhale.com. I think I got everybody there. And thank you. And Christian, again, thank you last night for a great show. I had a fantastic time. Of course, it was fantastic. And I guess the next, if we ever do one, if you have me on for David Tennant, we'll have an Alonzi time. Anyway, Kelly Austin, thank you for being on the with the show last night. Really appreciated your question. So did Bobby. Good morning, all. Good morning to you, Brian. A wink and a nod to you. And a kiss right back at you. Question. How can I got so excited there for a second. Anyway, how can a writer like myself manage my time the right way instead of wasting it? Being new to technology, I'm feeling like I can't find the time to support everyone, take on my own pages to those who follow me, and get work done. Any advice on how to make time management a better system for newbies like myself? Yes, I welcome everyone else's suggestions on this too. So please pipe in if you would. But for me, what I have to do is basically tell myself, I am going to take X amount of time to do this. For instance, yesterday, I'm reading the Snow series because I will be writing one of the short stories for the Abraham Snow series, as we talked about last night. And I'm doing my research. So I gave myself a half hour to read one of the Snow books. And I'm about 2/3 of the way through the series right now. Then I gave myself a half hour of writing. And then I gave myself a project which didn't work out. And I did spend too much time on it, out of sheer stubbornness, which is a problem with somebody like myself who can fall down the rabbit hole. But there's something called Pomodoro, which is, if you go into the kitchen shops and you see that little timer that looks like a tomato, what people do is they set that thing for, say, 10, 15 minutes, half an hour. And at that point, they block out Facebook. They block out all social media. They make it clear that to anyone around, if you bother me, I will murder you, and the law will let me get away with it. You block out all external stimuli, and you sit down and concentrate on your writing. The same thing you could do for, say, your promotion. Make yourself a list of what you're going to do. Like, I'm going to put it on my webpage. I'm going to put it on my Facebook business page. I'm going to do that and say, I'm going to take, say, 20, 30 minutes to do that. And when that timer rings, you're done. You just get up, walk around, walk away, go to the bathroom, make a snack, whatever, and then come back and do the next thing. And if it's promote others, okay, I'm going to take 20 minutes and I'm going to do that. And that's all I'm going to do. And then 20 minutes, I'm going to reply to my emails. And that's all I'm going to do. In fact, I'm going through my emails right now, and I get about 100 emails a day minimum. On a slow day, I get about 100 emails. And I'm realizing a lot of that is spam, and I don't really need to keep up on it. And so I'm unsubscribing to a lot of them, just to so I don't go into my email box in the morning and see this long list of things that I'm going to have to take a couple minutes to sift through. And especially if I'm only reading, like, say, 10 or 12 of them. I mean, thoroughly reading and absorbing them. So try that. Try the Pomodoro method. And you can use the timer on most phones come with a timer now under the clock function. Or buy yourself a cheap little kitchen timer or something. If you have a kitchen timer, use that. But just allot yourself a certain amount of time and keep that schedule every day. And you'll be surprised how just a little bit every day will move you forward. And Kelly, you are so fantastically talented. I want more stuff out of you. Okay. But PM me sometime if you want some more, if we want to talk about it, because I love talking to you anyway. Joe Dog McKeel said, when my ex-girlfriend said she was leaving me because of my obsession with the monkeys, I thought she was just joking. Then I saw her face. Now I believe her. I love that one. And Jeffrey Hayes, thank you for being there last night. You made Bobby and me very happy. And hello, and OMG, I survived the marathon clever title pending last night with Bobby Nash. Awesome show. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. It was a blast. Have a great Wednesday. And you will if you check out plasmafiregraphics.com. When the look of your book matters to you, you need to go right here. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your reader. So check out what Jeffrey Hayes can do for you. Jeffrey, thank you for being there at the show last night. Yeah, that was, I'm still feeling it, man. Because I was on the air for, oh God, I think it was about 6 hours yesterday evening. And then I stayed up and talked to Bobby for almost another hour. So oh God, what's wrong with me? Anyway, glad to have you here, Jeffrey. And thank you for all you do, man. And thank you, Grant Laggard, for all you do. And congratulations on fully funding Beowulf. Thank you for sponsoring the show last night. And folks, we don't talk about it enough. You can sponsor an episode of Clever Title Pending or Nevermind the Furthermore. And right now we're holding to our current rates, which are, you have more in your wallet than what it'll cost you to have me run your ad at the top and the bottom of the show. And in fact, I'm going to give you a little extra here. This is the ad that we ran for Grant. Last night, Grant was a sponsor. Oh, no, that's on my other one. I didn't load it on Nevermind the Furthermore. We'll get it next time. Maybe we'll run it tonight. Just give you a little extra for your money there. But anyway, let's see. There we go. All right. I got to find my place again in the line. But anyway, Grant, glad to see you. And thank you for watching us on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please remember, give us a thumbs up if you enjoy any part of this. And also, if you're on Facebook, please give us a like or a love. Like, we've gotten some love from Clyde Hall, Jason Snyder. Good to see you, brother. Carol Cookie Morris. Mwah, I'll deal with you later. And Tyrone Tony Reed, TyroneTonyReedJr.com. Russell Allen and Keisha Acuff, thank you for the love. And thank you to Stephanie Dower Hayes, Ted Davies, Kelly Austin, and Bill Sarton for liking this show. Please give us a reaction. And also, if you haven't already, whatever page you're watching this on, aside from my personal profile page on Facebook, give the page itself a like, if you would, please, and follow it, because we appreciate our hosts on all of them. And Russell Allen, great interview last night. I loved his cryptid stories. Yeah, were those great? Bobby is, he's a natural born storyteller. He really is. And he's one of those guys that you talk to him and it's like, no wonder you're a writer. Great imagination. And what a wonderful guy. What a terrific guy. Thank you for being there last night, Russell. I really appreciated that. And Michaela mocks Joe with her laughter. And Teresa Dunn gives us all some good reading there. Please check it out. Poetry Expressions Volume 2. And we did read that. Yes, we did. And definitely check out the Legend of Traveling TARDIS show last night. Fantastic show. I had a good time. And I'm sorry I couldn't stay for the after show. It was just as well I didn't, because things were things needed to be done around the hacienda here. So anyway, back in the Zero Box says this morning, I feel like Sisyphus and I'm tired. Oh, see, this is why you should read more in comic books, people. He made a classical reference there. And speaking of classical, there's the classical lines of Willow Schuyler. Mom, my favorite barista. How are you doing? Good morning to you, darling. Hope your morning is going well so far and you have an even better day looking you in the eye. But anyway, and I'm loving your modeling pictures as of late. I love that retro look, and you rock it, girl. You seriously do. And we just had a comment dump. So, and there's Teresa Dunn with Poetry Expressions too. Please check that out. She has self-published now. She is a self-published author, and we need to support her. So thank you very much. And the Legend Traveling Home, excuse me, the Legend Traveling TARDIS, take it home to enjoy. Oh yeah. And thanks for playing my trailer last night, Grant. We played at the top of the bottom of the show. And I was grateful for it. And if I'd loaded it into my Nevermind the Furthermore files, I'd have played it right now. So anyway, we'll give you an extra shot every now and then. We'll add you to the ending rotation, I think. Well, I got to load it into the Nevermind the Furthermore files. But anyway, Grant, thank you for sponsoring the show last night. Greatly appreciate it. If you ever want to do it again, let me know. And Michaela Jade is doing the work of the Dark Mistress. Sarah says, 10 watching, 7 likes. Don't make me get the whip. She knows how to use it. It's like legs. Anyway, Kathy Jackson, good morning, beautiful people. Hugs. Mwah! Kathy, good to see you. Hey, Kathy, are we doing the thing this weekend? The delayed party. I just saw it on my schedule and wonder if we're still on for that. I was going to PM you later about that. Back in the Zero Box, there's lots of new stuff this week. New Superman and Lois series on the CW. WandaVision episode 8. That show is exploding. And this Friday, and the new Tom and Jerry movie in theaters this Friday. Man, geekiness abounds this week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Superman and Lois series. I like Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. He is really, really good. He's got that same spirit that Christopher Reeve had, that ability to balance the seriousness with a friendliness from Superman that I think is just amazing to watch. And excuse me. And about WandaVision, I read an article online yesterday that when I think it was episode 7 dropped on HBO Max, I think it's on. You see, obviously I don't subscribe to any of the streaming services, but anyway, when it dropped, the demand on the servers were so great that actually the service went down for 10 minutes. Marvel is conquering the media, so check it out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the DVD release of that. It sounds so incredible, and it sounds like such an incredible linchpin for the or good foundation for what do they call it? Tent pole. That's what I'm trying to think of. Tent pole for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And good morning to Joe D. McPhee from the desk of a small press publisher. Good morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well, sir. And Michaela, I made my like at 9:32 a.m. He'll have you know, says Joe Dog. And Michaela is the new mistress. Well, Grant, don't risk it. Like this show now, damn it. And Michaela, I'm just filling in until Sarah gets back. Yeah, I gotta reach out to her. And Michaela Jade, warrior mistress. Oh, don't tell her that. And I miss Michaela and Ted Davies. Oh yeah, you missed a good show. She was great on there, and Ted asked some super questions. And yes, Christian, I like that. In the Historical Fantasy Guild with the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, I am never without entertainment. Yeah, we are. We've got all 7 days a week covered right now, and some really great shows. Everything from comic books. Tomorrow, Ted Davies is going to have a show on. I forgot to mention him at 10. I believe at 10 a.m. He's going to be having his watch show tomorrow. It's a show about wristwatches. He is a collector, and if you like his cigar show he does with Carl Witzman, you will dig this. So Thursdays are pretty full. Thanks to the Rising Tide Network. Please take a screen capture of that, if you would, please, and see all the great shows. And it doesn't even include the one we're doing tomorrow night, Comic Book Spectrum, issue number 1. So please check us out. We got a lot going on there. And Nick, thank you for being a part of it. He's part of our Friday night delegation. And Ted Davies is going to start a Friday evening show. And Michaela Jade usually drops her. She's got her tidbits and stuff. I got to write that down on my notebook here. My scheduler here. I use this to figure out where I'm going to be at any given moment. And I'm needing it more than ever. along with Kofefe. But anyway, thank you, brother. Thank you for participating in this experiment. And man alive, have we got great stuff. I am so proud of you, Nick, and everyone on the network. Michaela, Ted, Carl, and Heather, and Joe Dog, and Skunk. And let's see, am I leaving anyone out? Amy, of course. Amy, how could I leave you out, darling? And Nick and everybody. Tidbits and Scribbles. Friday at 7 p.m. for Michaela Jade. Yeah, that's a regular thing now. Yay. Anyway, please check it out. And we also have a page on Facebook where hopefully everybody's dropping their shows, or will eventually. And also to our sister programs, Willow's Pillow Talk and The Legend of Traveling TARDIS. They are not officially part of our network, but we love them and encourage you to check them out as well. And Willow's with the Hanging with Web Show Network. Thank you for your ongoing promotion of our show, Willow. We love you, and thank you to Garrett for not saying don't mention Brian. Have you watched any of his shows? Good God, he can't stop talking for 4 hours. Anyway, we're going back to your comments, and Grant Lankard is up next, talking from Facebook. Hey, folks, I want to thank everybody who sponsored my Kickstarter so far. Grant, thank you for being on the show last Friday. That was a good time, man. You guys have been amazing. I'm super grateful, and if you haven't checked it out, there is that address for the Kickstarter campaign for Beowulf #1. And please check it out. It is a fantastic comic. I've read the sample, and if you go to monarchpress.net, you can sign up for his mailing list, and in return, you will receive a sample of the Beowulf story plus some other stuff that Grant does, and it's really cool. And Joe D. McPhee from the desk of a small press publisher says, just realized I'm going to be on CromCon this weekend, as well as doing my own show that Saturday. A double dose of me on Saturday. Well, you know what, Joe? Even at that, it's not enough. You are awesome, man. Excuse me. And I still got to tell you something I did, and you may want to adopt it too if you want to grow your network. But anyway, Joe D. McPhee is not only an incredible broadcaster, great interviewer, he is a terrific artist. Please look for his Amazonia once that is ready for release. And Joe, I want to have you on a special Clever Tile Pending, if nothing else, when you drop that, okay? I'm putting that out there now. And I'm sure the Dark Pope would bless this new title, says Trevor Hawkins. I hope he does. And Legend of Traveling TARDIS says, we love you, Michaela Jade. Yes, we do. And Trevor Hawkins says, if the podcast lasts more than 4 hours, we were joking about that last night. We were joking about that last night. It's like, if this thing goes for 10 more minutes, one of us is going to have to call a doctor. So, and I mentioned at the end, there was an Adult Swim with Our Man. And it starts out with this woman being very disappointed in bed. And he's, of course, the man is like, oh, this has never happened to me before, sort of thing. And then up pops Our Man from the Justice Society of America, tells him, you're having problems there, fella? You need this Miraculo for the next. And, Our Man was a character he was Tex Tyler, who had created a pill that he took it, and it gave him superpower for 1 hour. Then after that, he couldn't use it again for another 2 hours, or dire consequences would occur. But that's why he was the Hour Man, the man of the hour. And so the next scene, of course, after the guy takes the Miraculo, of course, you see the bed rattling and all kinds of shenanigans going on. And then there's Our Man popping up going, and then the voiceover is something like, Miraculo may not be right for you. If you if you turn into 4 Hour Man, please consult a physician immediately. And anyway, and Teresa done. Okay, we just lost Teresa on this one, and that was New Comic Day. Well, New Comic Day is today. Did you pick up your stuff? And I'm going to pick up my stuff today or tomorrow. I think today, because I've got to keep up on this stuff now that I'm hosting a show about comics. I can't let my subscription slide at my local comic book shop, and I hope you visit your local shop too. Give them some love. And speaking of giving some love, we got to give some love to Ted Davies. A great show yesterday with Michaela. You did a fantastic job, brother. I'm seriously proud of you. And good morning, all, and Kofefe. Oh, thank God for that. Please check out my YouTube channel with this week's guest, author Michaela Jade. And tomorrow, Ted Talks Timepieces at 10 a.m. Eastern. Check out Ted Davies Artistry. Let's get that guy some more subscriptions here. And this is a nice thing. YouTube, the more subscriptions we in the network get, the more our reach extends. And like with Grant Lankard, or Russell Allen, these guys have stuff to sell. And the thing is, even if you just mention it on show now, nothing says that people can't go back later. And that Beowulf looked interesting. Wait a minute, I missed that Kickstarter campaign from 2 months ago. I better contact that guy and see if he still has some copies. See, I'm sorry, I bumped my desk here. But anyway, please check out TED Talks yesterday. Ted, again, you did a fantastic job. And Tuesdays and Thursdays are racking up the hours for the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Please subscribe to our page on Facebook, and you can be informed of all the new goings on. Ted's got another show coming up that I'm really excited to see, and we're going to be filling up your Fridays too. Michaela Jane says, I just got news last night. I will be in Peoria at QuadCon on March 6th and 7th. Yes, that is a week from this weekend. Awesome. And I will try to make, Cookie and I are going to see about making it over there. It's going to depend on her work mostly. But anyway, please check it out. Check out QuadCon. That looks like a good show. At the Northwoods Mall in Peoria. I haven't been to Northwoods Mall in, oh gosh, I don't think I've been to Northwoods Mall in close to 25 years. I used to do shows there when I had a comic book business, back issue business, which CB Comics Plus, if you've ever seen those old tags, that's me and CB for Cookie and Brian. But anyway, but yeah, definitely. That is super, Michaela, and we will pimp that as much as possible. And woohoo, says the Legend of Traveling TARDIS. Definitely hop in your TARDIS and check out Michaela. That's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing you there. And back in the cereal box, all COVID tests and vaccines are 100% free as mandated by the CARES Act signed by President Trump March 27, 2020. I want more reliable word than that, John. I'm sorry. But yeah, I may have an opportunity to get mine next week, and I will take full advantage of it because we've got to build up that herd immunity and fast. And if we want conventions to start, we need to be getting as many people vaccinated as possible. If right now in Indiana, anyone age 60 or over is eligible for the COVID shot. And give it a rest. There are more important people as Brian, whom people love more. I love everyone, darling. I love everyone to one degree or another. Anyway, Mark Lord Green from Prayer. I'm reading the Warren Murphy blogs and comb your hair. Okay. That's good to repeat. And I signed up for a comic book convention in May. I think by May, some of those restrictions should be loosening. With any luck, it depends on what state you're in. Now, across the country, we are seeing a downward turn. Part of that is due to more people, I think, are doing the masking thing. And remember, folks, when you go out, always wear your mask. I do. Okay. So, and also, the vaccine is rolling out. I think I read a couple days ago that, estimates are we've got at least 10% of the American population, immunized right now. Now, if we could just stop that darn Ted Cruz from going overseas and not, socially distancing himself, when he gets home. So anyway, that's great, Grant. Where at? Yeah, seriously, Grant, talk it up, man. Where are you going to be? And when that gets closer, Grant, we got to talk about this, okay? You got to put the word out like Michaela just did. That's a little tip that you may or may not want it. And back in the cereal box, ignorant comic fans drive me crazy. Yes, I am a gatekeeper, and we need more gatekeepers. I think in this I'm almost in your court there. I hate gatekeepers, but I think comic fans, especially in the last 20 years, have lost a sense of history. I mentioned the story that when we moved over here in 2014, I got in an argument with a checker who insisted that John Byrne created Superman. And I'm like, no, Superman been around for 50 years. In fact, I still have that issue of Time magazine that Byrne drew, commemorating the 50th anniversary of Superman. The ignorance in this hobby is breathtaking. This is probably, I don't see this kind of willful ignorance in any other form of collecting. Like if you collect G.I. Joe dolls or action figures, excuse me, you pretty much know the history of them. If you collect coins or stamps, knowing the history is almost essential to enjoying the hobby. But in comics, a lot of people seem to think that the minute they found out about a comic shop, that's when the timer started. And I see a lot of it, and I am tired of correcting it, but that's what Clyde and Brian and Eric and I are hoping to do, is correct some of this. And I was thinking what we ought to do is have like a fact checking after every episode, make sure we all got it right. We need an ombudsman. Bill Field, where are you? But anyway, but no, we that's part of what we're hoping to do with Comic Book Spectrum, is give out good information. And and yeah, it's a bunch of chubby white old guys talking comics and yelling at people to get off the lawn. But we still love comics to one degree or another. And I know I don't buy everything like I used to, but I still try to keep up. I still try to read. And the thing is, there's always new stuff coming out. I'm really excited by a lot of stuff that's coming down the road, such as Beowulf by Grant Lankard. I'm really looking forward to getting that. I'm going to set my Pomodoro this afternoon for doing my Kickstarter and Indiegogo stuff. And Brian Rodman, who will be joining me on that show tomorrow. Good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. Clever title pending. The extended cut was epic last night. I told Cookie that when she had been home for a while, and a long while actually, and I told her that title that you'd given the show, and she just started howling. She thought that was hilarious. And move aside, Lord of the Rings and the Ten Commandments. I was half expecting you two to still be going this morning. I was starting to feel like that. I admit that we may enforce the 2-hour limit on that show a little more vigorously from now on. Now, our show tomorrow, we will be done in under an hour. I have vowed that because we don't want to run into Amy's show. So, but yeah, that was going on last night. And people who don't think broadcasting is strenuous, it can be. Not so much for the guest. Of course, Bobby Nash is a force of nature and need not worry about such human frailties. But I, on the other hand, because I'm not saying this to pity me, but just to give some perspective. While Bobby's talking, I'm reading comments. I'm trying to choose which ones to put on the screen, which ones we'll comment on. And I had to skip a lot of questions last night, or we would be still on that show this morning, probably. And Bobby would still be going strong, and I'd be like, so, with taking frequent coffee IVs, but no, it was I had a fun time last night. I'm glad we did it, and Bobby was such a great source of information. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Brian. Thank you for sticking it out as long as you did. And Pittsburgh. Well, when you get some more specific details, Grant, be sure to pimp that out. And I'd start about 2 weeks before, let everyone know, share their pages, and this is how you promote yourself, people. And tonight, on our Back of the Cereal Box Facebook page, John Pica hosts New Comics Yum at 9 p.m. Central Time. I will have to check that out, sir. And Joe Dog McKeel, I think, therefore, my brain hurts. I really need to stop doing that. I gave that up years ago, Joe Dog, and I can now do 4-hour live broadcasts. Of course, you come close, with Stupid O'Clock, because Joe Dog not only does his regular 2-hour Stupid O'Clock, which is worth watching. It's a great show. I love it. I really do. And then he does 1-hour Stupid After Show. That last episode notwithstanding, that was interesting. But yeah, I could tell when you make John wince, the show is about to end. And you guys handled the power outage very well. And I think you handled the fall. Joe had an unfortunate guest at the Stupid O'Clock After Show last Saturday. It was an interesting conversation, but some things were said that shouldn't have been. And so anyway, that's the problem with live broadcasting. Sometimes it happens. And the Historical Fancy Guild says, Brian, briefly pausing my usual shtick, you personally have done so much to change my life. I don't have words to thank you, but you bet I'm going to keep diving through the doors you've opened. You better, buddy, because if you don't dive, you're going to get pushed for your sake, because you're an incredible creator, and you and your wife Amanda also have a lot to offer. And you guys inspire me with how unselfish you guys are, believe me. And one of these Fridays, you're going to get a visitor. I promise you this. But anyway, check out the Historical Fencing Guild on Friday, and thank you for your kind words. I really mean it, Nick. I really appreciate you too. And because working my butt off is the only way I can truly thank you for that. Yeah, seriously. Well, you do so much great stuff, and I'm so excited to your question last night. Um, and his answer wasn't that great, and that wasn't the answer I might have given you, but I'm like, duh, it makes so much sense. Yeah, so please check out our show last night, Bobby Nash. It was a fantastic show, and if you have to take it in bite-sized portions, we will understand, but it is worth checking out. Also check out bobbynash.com and abrahamsnow.com, and because I will have some news about that coming soon. And Russell Allen, thanks, Brian, and all you awesome Nevermorians for all the love and support. Thank you for being a part of our community, Russell. Thank you for your love and support. And check out what Russell does on Sunday nights on his own show at 9 p.m. Eastern. Where he interviews people from Russ Explode Studios. Great stuff. And we're so close to the next stretch goal, only $164 away at that Kickstarter there. Xenonanite Titan. Please go to xenonanitetitan.com. Great artwork, great story. Really excited for you, Russell. And we're going to visit you before the day is over, I think. But anyway, Brian Robin says, Eccleston is my favorite Doctor, honestly, but my favorite performance he did is from Heroes. I loved his character. Yes, as Claude. Yes. And I loved it too. And the thing is, I've never seen a thing Eccleston did that I have disliked. I liked him on Cracker back in the day, the Robbie Coltrane series. I also liked him. He did a biopic of John Lennon quite a number of years ago. And was it Naoko Yomi or what? I'm blanking on the actress's name, but she was the Asian lady who was on Torchwood. And she played Yoko Ono, and they were fantastic, the pair of them. And fantastic's an easy word to use with Eccleston. Yeah, and I'm just so ecstatic that he's doing the Big Finish audios now. And, the thing is, so many people love Eccleston. I see that he's also doing conventions now, too, I'm glad to say. He's one of those few people I probably would pay to have a moment with. But no, Eccleston did such an amazing job. And it's so much fun to see people like him and McGann, who were on the show in basically the blink of an eye compared to the entire, almost 60-year history of that program. Do you realize we're going to be celebrating the 60th anniversary of that show in 2 years? Just saying. But it's good to, because I want them to get the love. So many people love McGann. So many people love Eccleston. And it's not that I don't mind these guys make some coin off of it. God bless them. But I want them to get the love. I want them to experience the sheer adoration of the fans. Because that's something I think is incalculably valuable. So incalculable is my favorite word this morning, obviously. Anyway, Willow, we love you. Thank you for all you do for this program. I don't tell you that enough. And this Sunday, tune in to Willow's Pillow Talk. I will have Grant Lankard on. You'll be able to see how well his Kickstarter campaign is doing in Canadian funds. That's going to sound really impressive, I think. Because you guys Will, I gotta tell you, one time I've been to Canada. It's the only time I've been out of the country in my life. I was out of the country for 120 minutes. And I remember going to this shop in Niagara Falls. It was when I was Cookie and I were engaged, and we went across the falls, and she took me over there. And because she grew up in that area, in Buffalo, New York area. And I was digging it. It looked like a little Las Vegas where we were at. There was so much neon and glitter. And I walked into the store. And I don't remember what I was buying. But, the lady was just kind of like, okay, yeah, this comes to so-and-so. And she's kind of indifferent. Then I pulled out a $20 bill. And then all of a sudden I had 3 or 4 guys come out. Suddenly I was being treated like visiting royalty. It looked like something out of a cartoon. But that was back in 1990. I think our monies are a little closer now. But anyway, Willow does a great show. She really does. And I've got to say, Willow, I can tell you're getting more comfortable in front of the camera, and it's great to see because Willow is as talented as she is gorgeous, and that's quite a bit. So please check her out. I like checking her out. And uh, also, if you're in her neighborhood, have her make you some coffee. But anyway, check out Willow's Pillow Talk this coming Sunday at 9 p.m. And Willow, please put that on the Rising Tide Publications page. You are more than welcome to use that for your daily promotion for the Hanging with Web Show Network and us. Because one hand washes the other, and hopefully we bring something to the Hanging with Web Show Network as they have been very kind, and you have been very kind to us. And thanks for promoting me for me, Will. There we go. That's what Rising Tide does, Grant. And Will Scott are nice. I will tune in. Yeah, it's a good show. And CM Davenport, haven't talked to you in ages. How you doing? Very talented illustrator there. How are you doing? Great to see you this morning, and great to see Angie Watson Dudas. Mwah, good to see you. Just coming in to say hi real quick. Grant and I are losing our mind of the Kickstarter success. We hope to keep up the momentum till the campaign ends on March 18th. Well, definitely, and I'm taking full credit for any success you guys have, just like I am Russell Allen's. No, actually, it's the Nevermorians are doing that, and you guys are running a quality campaign. And I'm proud of you guys. I really am. I'm not just saying that. I am proud of Russ. I'm proud of Grant. I'm proud of you, Angie, for being a backup for Grant, because Cookie was a huge one for me. So was Eric Hawkins. And as far as I'm concerned, we did a Kickstarter 3 years ago, and I was the least valuable component of it because those guys did so much to help. And Ted Davies says 180 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Would love 200, just saying. And please consider joining Ted's tribe and enjoy his channel, Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube. Take a moment right now, whether you're watching us live or on the rerun, and pause this. And you can actually pause this while you're live, by the way, and you can catch up. But anyway, please check out Ted Davies Artistry, and let's get him to 200. And I don't know if we're experiencing any sort of trouble right now. StreamYard has just added a meter that if the connection is fairly it tells you how strong your connection is. Now, if you're having a good connection on StreamYard, it doesn't say anything. Like right now, it went away. But if your connection is unstable to any degree, a little right next to that little eye up there, it will tell you, and you can rest your cursor on it, and it will tell you whether the connection is like totally unstable, and you could lose it, or it's slightly, you may have a diminishment of picture and sound quality. But anyway, that's cool to see. And right now we have more people watching on YouTube than we do on Facebook. We appreciate every one of you, and we hope that you all give this a like if you enjoy any part of the show. It's a great encouragement. And thank you to Roy Mercado, Ryan Permisson for liking this, and Brian Wenzoff, Amy Hale, and everyone else, CM Davenport, for loving this. I appreciate the love. I really do. And I give it right back. And I give some to my man, the Skunk Rocker, who, by the way, was responsible for our new countdown clock, which I love, and I've gotten more compliments on it, Skunk. Again, 30 minutes late to the show because stupid time zones. Like, I understand their purpose, but whatever. Yeah, I know. I want to get rid of daylight saving time. And by the way, it's not daylight savings time. It's daylight saving time. Check it out. Brian's right this time. He did the research. But we're glad you're here, Skunk. Thank you very much. But like I said, I've gotten so many compliments on the countdown clock you made me. That is brilliant. I love it. And I'm sincerely grateful. I really am, Skunk. And Russell Allen says Saturday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, join Brian Rodman, Rodney Fight, Grant Lankard, and I on CromCon for some crazy conversations. We hope you'll join us and ask questions. Hey, Russell, promote that on my Rising Tide Publications page, will you? One of you guys put that together, because I'd love to check that show out. Because listen, I've had everyone but Rodney on my show. I've got to reach out to Rodney. He's long overdue. So, but yeah, that looks like a good show. Russ, I really want to see that one, my man. And John B. Pike, the Storyteller on YouTube. Please subscribe to that channel. I am the time management guru. I teach it to corporate groups. It's called WILO. I call it a time budget. I am happy to coach others on how to do it. Yeah, I picked up some tips from you, John, just in conversation here. And John has his day like totally managed. And this guy is a demon for self-promotion, so we can all learn. We can all learn from each other. This is the cool thing about this rising tide thing. And Michaela J says there's an app called If This Then That. It helps you make one social media post and post it to all platforms at once. There is another one, Recur, R-E-C-U-R. Cookie uses it to manage the Rising Tide publications page on Facebook. And you can schedule things for 2 weeks out. And there are other programs. And some of them are pay levels, some are not. We have the pay version of Recur, but it's been a real godsend to keep the Rising Tide publications page stocked every day. But no, If This and That, I've heard of that. I'm going to write that down because I'm always looking for new stuff too. If This, then That, and promotion. Okay. Thank you, Michaela. Appreciate you, hon. You are fantastic. And Christian Basil says there is the link to the episode with Amy Hale, Nicholas Anthony Tucker, and Brian K. Morris. Please make sure you share, like, and comment. Lots of comments. Thank you, Nevermorians. Christian, again, thank you in all sincerity. Thank you for last night's show. You did a great job hosting the thing, and it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. And please, let's promote the hell out of that show. And thank you for letting us know the numbers. That was pretty cool. And I think I may have gotten a subscription on my YouTube channel because of it. And Christian Basil has a link to the YouTube there. Please check it out. It was a great show last night. If you're a fan of Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor, you will love that. And it was all about moments from the Ninth Doctor that made an impression on us. And mine was the Doctor is the most dangerous man in the universe. Although there was another one that I thought of later. If we ever have a sequel, I think my moment will be it was from Rose. I always love the times when the Doctor shows just how otherworldly he is. And this is a line I could hear Baker giving. Tom Baker and or even Colin Baker. It's a good line where Rose is trying to figure out who this strange man is, and he's trying to explain that he is not quite of this world. And it was some sort of soliloquy about the Earth moves at 1,000 miles an hour, and the it is part of this. The Earth moves at 1,000 miles an hour around the sun, and the sun moves at so-and-so speed in the Milky Way galaxy, and the Milky Way galaxy moves at an even faster rate of speed throughout the universe, and I can feel it all. And I'm like, wow. That's like, oh man, that was some great writing by Russell T. Davies. And it's kind of like the books in the old BBC book series. It was said that the Time Lords, whereas we have we have 6 senses. You hear about 5, touch, taste, feel, smell, and etc. And sight. But we also have a time sense, which is what separates us from other animals. We have a measure of the time that passes through us. And it was said in a couple of the books that the Gallifreyans had 14 senses. So anyway, but no, great show last night. Please check out that YouTube link there for The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and be sure to subscribe and like, all right, and share. Your friends will love it too. Scott Crocker, the time changing really isn't my biggest issue with time zones, though it's the fact that it's 10:30 my time and I'm hungry, and normally I would grab a burger right now. Oh, so you're in the wrong time zone right now, which I call Central Zone. But no, I can't. I'm in Central Time thanks to my new route. It's 9:30 and no one is serving burgers. It's breakfast, which I hate. I love breakfast. I eat breakfast 24 hours a day and half. Burger King I don't know if you're a fan of Burger King, probably not, but Burger King, some of them will sell you Whoppers at before breakfast, before breakfast ends. And good morning, Amy Hale. Mwah, darling. It was so good to be with you last night. You were fantastic. I would keep using that word on Christian's show last night. And also, please check out tomorrow night, Creative as Hale at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, where she's going to be talking with Charles F. Milhouse, one of our own. And that's going to be a fun show. I promise I will be there. The Skunk Rocker says, I don't know what it is about breakfast, but your options come down down to egg, which I can't eat, sweet stuff like pancakes, which I don't like, which many of them have eggs in them too, Skunk, and biscuits, which crumble apart on me as I'm trying to eat them. Yeah. Okay, I sense your unhappiness. Now, I take it you're able to eat bread products because a lot of bread products have egg in them. But anyway, yeah, maybe if you get non-gluten alternatives, but yeah, I can see that. Breakfast is, a lot of people consider breakfast the meal you get through to get to lunch. But I love breakfast. I really do. And that's what makes horse races, right, Skunk? Anyway, I like my dinners too. And this Friday at noon Eastern, join Robin and me on Facebook Live as we launch the Kickstarter campaign for Memoirs of an Angel, issue 7, and walk everyone through the rewards this campaign offers. This is a payoff issue for sure. Oh, Cookies brought me coffee. Love you, honey. All this tension that has been building in the series unleashes in this issue in an action-packed and intense event that will change the game completely. Thank you, sweetheart. And thank you, sweetheart. I mean, Brian. Anyway, thank you for that nose. Please check out that. And you can sign up. Ooh, did you do something special, honey? Oh, she can't hear me. Anyway, no, I think she doctored the coffee with a flake. Ooh, that's cherry. Michigan cherry. I love that. Anyway, please, sorry about that, Brian, but please check out this campaign. And Brian Rodman may be appearing on this Friday's Nevermind the Furthermore. We don't want to turn, we're not going to turn the Friday show into the Kickstarter campaign of the week, I promise. But every now and then, I love getting my friends in there to pimp their projects. And it's just, an extra something. And we'll have Brian on to talk about the show. I will send you the link tonight. It'll be probably tonight. I'll try to as soon as I make the show, Brian, I'll send you a link so you can get into the studio. But definitely check out the Memoirs of an Angel. It's the Lord of the Rings meets the Exorcist. I've memorized that. It's great. In fact, one time I mentioned it during CromCon about your book, Brian. I'm getting everyone mixed up. I need more covfefe. But I need more covfefe. Oh my God, I need more covfefe. Oh, it's just out of the pot too. Oh my God, I feel sliding across my ulcer. Anyway, I mentioned that about it's Lord of the Rings meets the Exorcist, and Pops Van Zandt goes, wait a minute. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Hold on a second. Stop, Brian. But Brian Rodman here has done something amazing, something that from 95% of the independent comic creators I see have not done. And that's issues 2. And Brian is up to issue 7. This is awesome. He and Luke Stone are in pretty rare air. And we'll be having Luke Stone on tonight on a special clever title pending. Please tune in tonight at 8 p.m. It's going to be fun, as he always is. But anyway, Brian, let's see what we can do to get you going too. And Alfred, I'm not going to let you take a shot at Christian Basil. Okay, Christian is a great guy and he does a lot, and we're gonna let him have his moment here. And the main video on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS YouTube page has over 666 views. So evil, baby. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, yesterday I had 444, and I remember thinking, man, if I could get another 222, I wouldn't care if I ever hit 1,000. I ought to do that. I ought to make a contest. Who will be my 666th podcast subscriber? That is great. And Scott Crocker says, sorry about the rant, Brian and everybody else. It's just I'm starving and I'm not going to be able to eat for another hour and 30 minutes. Dude, I understand. If you could stop and get yourself a bag of chips or something, just something to, keep your blood sugar going. We're going to worry. And, well, of course it does, Christian. Yeah. And Michaela, I think you ought to watch the show last night. It was a great show. Christian did a good job. Seriously, I'm very proud of him. And Rick Riley, good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you, Rick. Glad you were on the clever title pending last night. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't poke the bear. That's right, Russell Allen. Don't poke the bear. And don't poke my friends. All right? We take care of each other. And Carlene sneaks in and sits in the back pew. The Dark Missus is here. I haven't talked to you in a couple days, lady. you and Carl, and it's like, I didn't see you last night, and I'm like, I hope they're okay. I figure you guys were on an alcohol run or something. But anyway, check out Donna, Carly, Carlene, and Carl, her co-host. I'll give you the first share here. For the green room, and check out Uncle Carl's secret humor page, the worst kept secret on the internet. And if you are unoffendable and have a great sense of humor, because believe me, you're going to need both of them, you will have a safe place, and it is with Uncle Carl and Aunt Donna. And on Friday nights we have the green room, where we all come in and people see a side of me that probably you don't need to see. And Michaela J says, yikes, skunk, that sucks. I am sorry. And let's see. Oops, we got a comment dump there. Oh, yeah, I found out the other night, Joe Dog, I don't know if you probably do know this, but this only stores 200 comments at a time. So when we have a comment dump, that means I can't access some of them from before. Nick Tucker says, Christian Basil, thank you so much again for opening your show to this branch of hoodlums, and the lovely Amy Hale. You two were really terrific last night. Really. You both made some excellent points. I was very proud of you guys. I think we represented the network. I really do. Rick Bradley, picking up a rental after work after my car gets repaired. I'm sore as I'll get out today, but I'm breathing. Is something happened, Rick, that I missed? Dude, are you okay, brother? And I'll get over it, says Skunk Rocker. I got Brian and you and Christian and everybody else to cheer me up now. And it's my own dang fault. I picked up this route knowing that it goes into Central Time. Oh, my gosh. What part of Central Time is it? I know about where Chattanooga is, or about where your 20 is. I'm just curious. But enough of my woes. I mean, I'm like a bad diesel motor. You get me started, you'll never get me stopped. Hey, did you ever get your speakers moved, man? That's the most important thing. Scott Crocker's got a new place to live, and I'm really excited for him. I really am. And he does such great work. Again, the countdown clock to this the show, I am getting all kinds of kudos for. And I tell them it was not me. Believe me. Yeah, I was trying to edit a video yesterday, and I've got the title card, I've got the audio, and I've got the background music I want to use, but I just don't have the knowledge to put that all together. I tried for 3 hours yesterday. I'm about to tear Blender out of my computer. But I keep trying. And I tried using the Windows video editor, but it only allows for one channel of I know how to get around it. I just thought of how to get around that. Never mind. I got one problem solved. I can reduce that to one. But anyway, Skunk Rocker asks, how's everyone else? That's what I'd like to know, because I missed the first 30 minutes of the show. I'm doing well. And I think most of us are here, Skunk. I hope your day gets better. I really do, Skunk, because I love the hell out of you. And because you're a great guy. You really are. And so talented. OMG. Yeah, aren't you tired of people that use contractions? OMG, I am too. But no, I hope your move went okay, because I know it was raining the other day. You didn't want to take your speakers out in it, which I get. I really do. Yeah, it's starting to melt here in Indiana. Our portion of it. We can actually see most of our sidewalk now. And the temperatures are going to be above freezing for the next few days. That's going to be nice. And the Skunk Rocker from the Legend of Traveling TARDIS sending that love. We got nothing but love here. And Rick Bradley, also check out my Amazon author page at bit.ly. R. Bradley. Check out Rick Bradley at Amazon. There you can have access to 4 awesome books with Rick Bradley's work in them. The Nightmare Collective, Marvin's Night Out, Tales of the Weird and Strange, and Pulp Reality, #1. Definitely check those out. This guy is going to be going places. He already is. In a year and a half, he's gotten his first self-published book out, and he's got 3 other anthology appearances there. Rick Bradley, you are a shining example to all of us. And Michaela mocks Skunk with her laughter. Legend of Traveling TARDIS, Michaela Jade, your fault because the Dark Mistress is not here. And it says, what? Whip, Michaela Jade uses a bow and arrow. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't leave as big a mark. And Michaela Jade says, Christian, my arsenal is vast. I'm not making innuendo out of that. And Historical Fencing Guild says, Skunk Rocker, we are all staggering through Hump Day as Brian breaks time and space to be broadcasting 26 hours a day on 5 different programs at any given time. Yeah, last night. Yeah, that was last night, Skunk. We had we missed 4 hours by 10 minutes. It's the longest show we've ever did. But it was with Bobby Nash, and every moment was golden. I had a great time. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. And there's a number of them that actually stayed for the whole show. I cannot express how awed I am by that. Because after about once we passed the 3-hour mark, I'm like, oh man, I'm so ready to go to bed. And I stayed up for about 2 hours after that because I was so excited about the show. And Michaela Jade loves to tease Legend of Traveling TARDIS, and you know it. And anyway, and shared Ryan Permisson, thank you, brother. And it's Nerd Culture. Check it out. Check out his Patreon page. Check out his programming. He runs a great show. I've been catching his shows lately. OMG, good stuff, Ryan. Seriously good stuff. All part of the Hanging with Web Show Network. And good morning, Nevermorians. How are you? Ryan, I hope you're doing well, my friend. And catch up on the episode here on Anchor FM, the Nerdcast, episode 87. Because 86 episodes just weren't enough. We had to have an 87th, and Ryan has given it to us. God bless you, Ryan. You're so wonderful. Anyway, no, seriously, check out what Ryan does. Great interview show. A lot of fun. And Legend of Traveling TARDIS, Brian says, Brian, did you just say tidbits and taser tits? No, I didn't. I refuse to say tidbits and taser tits on this show. And Joe Dog McKeel says, wow, I'm out of my witty comments. I've cleared my list. Dude, I ran out of mine before I even launched the show. And Ryan Permisson says, catch up on the shows we did this weekend here. And don't forget to subscribe. Seriously, that's how you show the love. It is painless. It only takes a second. Subscribe. And when you subscribe on YouTube, there is a little bell that pops up, and you can elect not to get every you can customize it. You can get everything, every notification of what your subscription does when new stuff drops. You'll be notified of when we launch a show. You'll be notified 30 minutes before the show hits. Also for premieres, which we are going to be doing more of at the Rising Tide Network. And they'll be worth waiting for, believe you me. And also live shows, but it just takes a minute. Doesn't even take a minute. It takes about 10 seconds to subscribe, and when that little bell comes up, you can then customize it to getting no notices or getting all notices or somewhere in between. It just takes a few seconds, so please, and it helps us all so much. And I was hoping to get 1,000 subscribers for my birthday, but I haven't been pushing it. But I noticed Michaela and the Legend of Traveling TARDIS are in a race here, and I've been giving them more attention than I have myself. What else is new, right? But anyway, I've got 445 subscribers, and I thank each and every one of you. I'm 44.5% of the way to monetization, at least in that. And now I have to ad-lib. Joe Dog, your ad-libs are better than my scripted stuff. But anyway, Carly flees in terror. Oh no! Ryan Permisson says, watch Rambo 2 and 3 this week. Favorite Rambo movie? First Blood was not bad. I loved number 2. Mostly, one thing that made me happy is it had Charles Napier in it. Charles Napier is somebody who you're probably starting to see a lot of by now. He was in the Eden episode of the classic Star Trek. But from there, he went on to play a lot of military people. But he's a fantastic actor, TV and film. He, I believe he was also in, I want to say the second, God, Austin Powers film. Yes, I had a brain fart there. But yeah, I like Rambo. What are you liking so far, Ryan? What's your favorite? I want to hear that. And Nick Tucker says, this week I'll be answering all questions relating to sword or not at all related from my Patreon and the Historical Fencing Guild page for an off-topic rampancy session. Still open, and he's still open to questions. Please check out the Historical Fencing Guild on YouTube. He's going to have a show this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And man alive, you think I'm high octane? You ought to check out Nick, man. I don't know what that's in that stuff that he's drinking, but last car he poured it in the gas tank of one car recently, and the car, we haven't seen it since. You know what I'm saying? It's probably trying to catch up with Perseverance by now. By the way, who geeked at the sounds of Mars the other day? I played, as you all know, there are a bunch of us science nerds on here, and the Perseverance Mars rover that landed last week, successfully and almost textbook landing. Wonderful opportunity for scientific exploration of past signs of past life on Mars. And it was amazing because they had two audios that came from the new Mars lander Perseverance, and the first one was it's equipped with a couple microphones, and one was the sound of the machine itself and Mars. They also have a filter installed that took out the sound of the Perseverance rover, and it is the wind. It's very faint, but it's the winds of another planet. It is a breeze from another world. Think about that for a second. It is something that we never would have heard if we hadn't sent that up there. And the science we're going to come back with that will hopefully explain more about life on this planet, because there's a theory that we've already seen examples that Mars had the building blocks of potential life. Now, whether it's a carbon-based life form like we are, it remains to be seen, or whether it never got past the microbial stage, the multicellular organism stage. We don't know. But this will give us more clues as to our past. And I'm excited. I really am. I'm really loving what this is doing. And Brian Permisson, we got Brian on the mind. Now we're going to Brian Rodman. After this illustrious program, head on over to the Dastardly Dingoes and see what the Dastardly Dingoes podcast is up to. It is up to all good. This week, Chad Nuss, Jeremy Woodring, and myself reviewed Wonder Woman 84. And the intro is hilarious, folks. You don't want to miss this one. Join the shenanigans today. Definitely check it out. One of my favorite podcasts. Great stuff you got to get. And no, you need Big Jim Slade. There we go. Now we're talking. And speaking of shenanigans, I'm so excited about Comic Book Spectrum tomorrow night with the Fez wearing BKM. That's me. Clyde Hall and the Eric Hawkins as we dive into the world of comics. I have way too much to say, so come prepared to be harassed by comic talk. Yes, please join us. It's going to be fun. We're going to share our enthusiasm for the medium. I've already got my book. I think my second issue of my book will be out today, so I want to go get in and read the heck out of it. But I've got that, and I know what I know what Clyde is bringing. I'm excited to hear about that. So anyway, if you enjoy comics, please check out our show. I think we're doing something really different, and it's a show like this and like Clever Tile Pending. A lot of the origins of these shows are shows I've been wanting to see, and nobody is making them, so I guess I got to do it. So anyway, Ryan Permisson, so glad you're here, buddy. Don't miss, and I quote, with comic book artist Garth McMurray, live Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Please check that out. Bookmark that. And I'm glad you're okay. Is it too soon to call you Rick? Where's the breaks, Bradley? Eek. How did I miss this, Rick? I hope. Oh my God. And Brian is being summoned by Glenn B. Fleming. Brian got in late. Hope you're having a good day. Glenn, I am having a great day, brother. And every time I see it, it just gets that much better. You know what I'm saying? Check out Glenn B. Fleming on Amazon. He's got a wealth of incredible books on his travels and some comic book work that you're going to be excited to see. And Glenn, I spent 3 hours yesterday on Blender swearing at it the whole time. The problem is I don't understand the lingo. I'm not versed in that, so I guess I'm going to have to wait and get like real qualified people to do my videos for me. I was trying to do a video for the intro and outro for the comic book show we're doing tomorrow night, Comic Book Spectrum. Oh, check it out, Glenn, if you would. I'd love to have you comment on there. But we're going to be talking about comics past, present, and future. Like what we talk about when we're on Randy Zimmerman's show, Sunday Funnies, which we'll be running a spot for later. But yeah, I was trying to do that. I have my voiceover, I have my background music, and I have my graphics ready, but I just couldn't get them all to coordinate. I'm going to try something else today. I might get it to work, but nope, it's not too soon, says Rick Bradley. And the Legend of Traveling TARDIS goes TED Talk timepieces that taught. Oh God, here we go. Okay, I'm going to do this justice. Oh, folks, 4 hours on the air, 6 hours on the air last night. Now this, here we go. TED Talks timepieces that TED Talk TED and talk the TED Talk timepieces that TED talked about. I feel like I need a stunt double for that. TED Talk timepieces that TED Talk TED and talk the TED Talk talking timepieces that TED talked about. It's great. Christian, I love you, man. And Joe Dog McGeel. Sometimes I question the love of people. Many times it is self-deserved. Yeah, this planet would be better if it weren't for the people on it. And good one, Christian, says the small press publisher. Definitely. That was good, Christian. We're proud of you, man. We always are. Russell Allen says, I hope things continue to improve. A new strain has emerged in California that is vaccine-resistant, highly contagious, and worse than any strain discovered since last year. Yeah, I believe that's from South America that's come up there. So, again, we got to get everyone immunized as quickly as possible, because then at least we've got two of the strains that are currently available, because the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines are effective against the one that was found in Great Britain. Oh, and I read this morning, keeping up on the Myshorona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic, the Johnson & Johnson one-shot formula was given FDA approval. This is different in that it has a lower success rate, but a 100% success rate against fatalities. None of the test subjects died. I think there were a couple deaths in the test subjects for the other two, but this one has a 100%. It's the effectiveness is something like 64%, like around 65% of immunization against the two, the Great Britain and the global strain of coronavirus. But it is 100% effective against the fatal strain of it. Now this new one, though, we're still, stay smart, stay safe, and wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome, people. And so glad you're okay, Rick. Let us know if you need anything. Yeah, seriously, brother, let us know. I'm 5 hours away, but I can send some love if nothing else. And Scott Crocker, oh, trust me, there is a fandom with just as much ignorance as comics, and that's gaming. I have even my own friends that I sometimes just want to strangle just because of how much stuff they can get wrong. Yeah. And I used to do like tabletop gaming. Haven't found a group here in Indiana, so I haven't really done any gaming in 7 years now, almost 7 years, which, we still have our books. That's what Joe D. McPhee and I bond over as champions. But yeah, you're right. There is a lot of ignorance in there too. But it's just like, it's almost willful ignorance in the field of comics, at least what I'm seeing, where people seem to, well, like right now there is I don't want to plug the book, but at all, but it's a biography of Stan Lee that basically is taking the tack of Stan Lee didn't really contribute as much to comics as everyone likes to think he does, and all he did was ride on the backs of Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko and his other artists, and he never came up with anything original. And it's a pretty, I don't know that I want to read it, to be honest, but Roy Thomas, his right-hand guy and a friend of mine, he wrote something for the Hollywood Reporter. I didn't get a chance to finish it before I came onto the show, but he takes the writer to task. And if anyone knows Stan Lee that's still alive, it is Roy Thomas. The two worked together for decades. Okay, here we go. Glenn B. Fleming, Jack Kirby, variations on the theme, 120 A4 full-color pages. A must-see new publication about the work of Jack Kirby, featuring art and articles written by many different authors: Brian Talbot, Tim Perkins, John Floyd, Tony Ingram, Stephen Hooker, amongst others. The words about their appreciation and influence Jack had on their own work, etc. It also includes articles by Glenn B. Fleming about when he went to see Jack twice at his home, where Jack talks about his life and an impromptu critique. Glenn, that is exciting. Glenn, please work something up and put it on my Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook, would you please? Love to promote this. Got to get me a copy. This is a must-have. And also, please check out a couple of Clever Title Pendings ago when Glenn was our guest, and he talks a lot about Jack Kirby, the amazing man. And the thing is, doing the preliminary thinking about the article I want to write for you, and I realized Jack really influenced my writing in that he really taught me to think visually as far as being a writer, more than a lot of writers did. Because and the thing is, when I write a comic, I try to imagine Jack Kirby drawing it, somebody who can carry the narrative through the artwork itself. So that's exciting, Glenn. Yes, please share that on my page, would you? I would be flattered if you did. And the Historical Fencing Guild says, gatekeepers we do not need. Respect for our elders and their experience in any given field is needed. Well, yeah, I think anyone who's well educated in any particular field, such as yourself, Nick, you deserve a lot of respect for the time and effort you put in on your shows about, the Simple Sword. Please pick that up on Amazon too, people. You've done a lot, man. But I don't want to think of us as gatekeepers so much as information holders. We can all stand to learn more. And and like I said, I want to have a show where we can impart information. And honestly, if we get it wrong, I want to get called on it, and I want sources. But keep in mind, I've lived through a lot of this, and my memory as far as this goes is good. Scott Rocker says, it's not even that they get stuff wrong that drives me nuts. It's just that they insist they're right even when presented evidence. It's like arguing with an anti-vaxxer or a flat earth. Oh, God. Well, okay, that I give you. We gamed with a number, I shouldn't even say a number, but a distinct minority of people who overestimated their own intelligence. In fact, the term I used to use was educated beyond their intelligence. But I think you find that you're right. You find that in a lot of hobbies, but the willful ignorance in comics is appalling. Historical, to me at least, my view. Historical Fencing Guild says, but comics like all art, including the martial arts, are for everyone. Exactly. And the beautiful thing is, like martial arts, they are for everyone, and there's something for everyone. You don't want to do an offensive type of martial art like, say, Kung Fu or karate. You've got jujitsu, okay? You've got, and if you want to learn it all, you learn Sinanju, right, Mark Leonard? So anyway, but you're right, Nick Tucker. You are absolutely right. And Scott Crocker says the best example I can give is with Final Fantasy. People all over the world maintain Final Fantasy was the first role-playing game, and I'm like, it's not even the first Japanese one. OMG. No, it wasn't the first video game. It wasn't the first any sort of gaming. Wow. Well, and I found what is that? It's that D&D variant. I want to call it like Pacekeeper or something like that. But yeah, the people who follow that, I found a lot of them pretty obnoxious. Like nothing else. Pathfinder. We had a contingent of Pathfinders where I used to live. That it's a subgroup. It is a subgroup. D&D is this. Pathfinder is this. And like Hackmaster is this. But Hackmaster knows its place. And D&D should be proud of what it does. But Pathfinder, too many of the adherents to that, at least the non-silent minority, they all, I would see them go to conventions, and it's like, why aren't we being catered to? Why aren't we taking over the big rooms? Well, 1, you don't have the following. 2, you don't have the following. And 3, only you have your little core group, and not everyone's as burning for it as you are. And a lot of them are arrogant. Skunk, I gotta agree with you. They're 100%. And the first Japanese role-playing game was Dragon Quest, which was released in the States as Dragon Warrior, and it was inspired by Ultima. That's right. Good history, Skunk. I should have known you'd know that. And I'm glad to be reminded. But you'll have these nerds who are like, oh no, Final Fantasy was the first one ever. That's why it's the best. Like, what? Yeah, agreed. Same. Yeah, willful ignorance. Skunk, am I wrong? Willful ignorance. But somebody who's willfully intelligent is Brian Wensloff. Brian, good to see you. Don't forget Reels and Heels this Saturday at 2:15. Check out that great show. It is fun till Daddy takes the T-Bird away. Good to see you, Brian. Hope you and Nicole are doing well. And Bill Sargent says, Illinois COVID positivity rate went down again, now down to 3%. Wow. And has been going down for the past 4 months, according to the Vermilion and Champaign County Health Departments. I'm glad to hear that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will be available possibly by this Saturday. It's a single dose with a 72% effectiveness of all the COVID-19 strains, including the African one. Oh, cool. That is awesome to hear. The last reports I had read about the Johnson & Johnson one was 60 in the mid 60s. 72%. I will definitely take it, brother. Seriously. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I didn't know it was effective against the African strain. Excellent. Yeah, the first I heard, I call it South American because that's the first time I heard of it, but I'm glad to be corrected. Thank you, Bill Sarn. We don't want to pass off bad information, especially something that's important. But yeah, I'm eligible for my shot now. So, no matter how it goes. And as of Tuesday, I'll really be eligible. So, which, by the way, please, I got to get in touch with my interviewers. This coming Tuesday, we are having what I'm calling a very non-special episode of Clever Title Pending. It is my birthday. I don't want gifts. I don't even care. And I shouldn't say I don't care, but you don't even have to acknowledge it. But as my self-indulgence, my gift to me, I am the special guest on Clever Title Pending this coming Tuesday. And I've got 3 people that volunteered to interview me. I'll be running the boards, but I will be answering questions. All right. And we'll work out a way that we can put them more in control of the show. But I will be answering questions, and it's Ask Me Anything. I will not, unless it is something incredibly personal, I will not, I will answer anything. If it's about writing, I'll answer anything. If it's about creativity, I'll answer anything. I won't be as fascinating as Bobby Nash was last night, and I sure won't be hitting 4 hours on this one, but, please join us for that. That ought to be great. And Scott Crocker, no, dude, you're not ranting. You're fine. I enjoy hearing you share your knowledge, brother. It's the lack of food, man. You seriously do. You do. And I hit the wrong button there. And off to enroll people in healthcare. Well, John B. Pica, you're doing the Lord's work there, brother. Think of all the people you're helping. Anyway, John, the storyteller, also check out Back of the Cereal Box this coming Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. I'm sorry, John. I've got so many shows at night now. But please check out John Pica, everything he does. He is fantastic. And check out his Patreon page under Impossibilists. All right? And we agree with Skunk here. Good luck, John. Seriously. And Skunk, anti-vaxxers and flat earthers are often one and the same. Yeah, I love watching the channels on YouTube that debunk these guys, like Team Skeptic. And they are all, some of them all, the Team Skeptic is good. They go after flat earthers, anti-vaxxers, and Karens. And I hate that term. I really do. Because every Karen I've ever known has been intelligent and talented. And then you have these idiots who, 1, I'm immune to the rules. 2, I need to see your supervisor. And 3, it's my civil rights. And 4, you're an idiot. And Brian Rodman says she's writing on the edge. Cindy Kep has such an amazing selection of books to choose from, folks. Original ideas, fleshed out in creative and compelling ways. Plus, what a great newsletter. Seriously, go to CKOEPP.com and check out our gal, Cindy Kep. Thank you last night, Cindy, for being there too, and your great questions. And hey, Brian, for Russell Allen, Amy Hale, join us tomorrow night on Creative as Hale. Our featured guest is author and publisher Charles F. Millhouse. Catch her at 7 p.m. at 8 p.m. on Facebook. Also on her YouTube channel, Amy Hale. And please subscribe to our channel. We are trying to reach 200. Let's get Amy to 200 and over. Okay. I recognize that, except for Heather, I'm in the lead here. I want people to catch up with me. I've got 445 subscribers, and please subscribe to my channel as well. I would love that. Don't do it for me, do it for Cookie. Anyway, please check out Amy Hale's show tomorrow. And we are going to close before your show starts because I want to watch. And also, Amy Hale runs a great show. It's definitely worth checking out. So check out Amy Hale's Creative as Hale tomorrow night at 8 p.m. 7 Central. And Skunk Anti-Vaxxers and Flat Earthers are also one of the same as Will Scott are totally agreed. And yes, thank you for letting us join you. It was so fun. Yeah, we had a great time last night. Bill Sargent, we interrupt the man in the red fez to bring you this important announcement. Invite your friends to click on Sargent76 on Facebook and like the artwork of Bill Sargent, where he's a mere 117 likes away from 1,000 people. That's great. When I reach this milestone, I'll be having my super spectacular sketch giveaway contest to 3 people to show my appreciation of everyone's support. So check out the artwork of Bill Sargent, where everything old is new again. Check out that amazing page. Bill puts a lot of work into it, a lot of love. It is great. And Skunk Rocker says, I'm glad that people love the countdown clock. I'm very happy with that. You should be. And now that I'm in my new place, hopefully I'll be able to do more stuff like that for people in the future. Dude, I may talk to you about doing my introduction for my show. And Ted Davies says, thank you, Brian, for all your efforts. Much success to you and all the Nevermorian Club. Brother, as long as I can bring you with me, man, that's what counts. Seriously, that's what Rising Tide's about. And you know that, and you practice it, brother. Anyway, check out Ted Davies Artistry.com. Check out Ted Davies Artistry on Facebook. Also, his Tuesday show, TED Talks, and his Thursday show, which is he talks about TED Talks watches and the occasional cigar show with Carl Witzman. Plus, he's going to be doing a Friday show soon. This guy is going to be busier than I am, and I'm glad to see someone is. Anyway, Brian Wetzoff, this Saturday on Reels and Heels, we get magical. We'll be talking about movies, TV shows, and comic characters that deal with magic, but not necessarily fantasy supernatural base. We'll be joined by magician Eric Olson, so tune in this Saturday at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Do that thing. And Randy Zimmerman, YouTubing this morning, working on devious plans and listening to the Nevermore. Go, Fezman, go. Randy Zimmerman, glad to see you here. And in fact, we're going to show Randy some love here because he's got a great show on Sunday mornings that I love, and I love being on it. And if I'm not broadcasting for 4 hours at a time, maybe I'll show up this weekend. Who knows? Anyway, check out this great show. And this show, I have to say, Randy inspired me to do my own version of it. And hopefully we complement each other as you are so awesome. And I want to be worthy of you. Check out what Randy Zimmerman does on indievolt.com.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Check out Randy Zimmerman's show, Sunday Funnies, every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on indievolt.com, also on their YouTube and Facebook channels with the lovely Randy, the lovely Daphne, and the even lovelier Varian Grant. Ooh la la. Anyway, please check that out. That show out. It is an entertaining show, and Glenn B. Fleming and other great people show up on that program regularly to impart knowledge of all fun comics, which this world needs more of. And Randy, I look forward to your devious plans reaching fruition. And Willow Skyler says, Randy, is that the Jollibee mascot in your avatar? That it does look like. And Cindy Cap, we are so far behind, hon. I'm so sorry about that. Good morning. How y'all are? Mwah. So glad to see you. CKOEPB.com. Please sign up for that newsletter of hers. It is awesome. I really look forward to every issue. And I'll be coming out of it. Well, let's put some urgency on it. You got to sign up today for CKOEPB.com, where you can sign up for her free monthly newsletter. It is great reading. And you get some samples of her work. She's fantastic. And Cindy, thank you for being on the show, Clever Title Pending, last night. And making it for, I think, all 4 hours. You were awesome. My love to all. I think we had 8 people at the very end of it. It was so great. And cue the Sarah McLaughlin's in the arms of an angel as the camera zooms in close on a fez-wearing street urchin looking pitiful in the trash heap he calls home. It's a nice trash heap, damn it. For just $1 a month, you too can help fund the creative endeavors of a poor soul working the Red District. Go to patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and do your part today. Thank you, Brian. And definitely, Brian has a Patreon page. So does Cindy Cap. So does Amy Hale. So does the Impossibilist, John Pica and the Historical Fantasy Guild. And if you're wondering what it is about, we got to give some love to our people there. And Patreon is a monthly subscription where for $1 a month, you get sneak peek looks at things, blogs, get advanced looks at artwork, and I'm currently sharing a first draft of my future novel, The Terrors, and just all kinds of really good stuff. So please check us out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. You get something with every issue. We're proud with every level of contribution. Thank you for that brilliant lead in, Brian Rodman. And Cindy Kep says you should go here. Smash Words for my stuff. And I'm also on Amazon. Thank you, Cindy Kep. Mwah. And Randy Zimmerman says it is. I did a San Diego con one year and stumbled into a Jollibee for the first time. Nobody here in Michigan serves a burger with a pineapple slice on it. I was in at first bite. I've never had one of those now that I think about it. Oh man, my mouth is watering, Randy, because I'm one of those people. I love pineapple. I really do. And yeah, I like it on pizza. And if you don't, you're welcome to your opinion. But it's wrong. Anyway, oh man. Yeah. Oh, Randy, we got to do a cooking show, brother. Anyway, I hear you, Skunk. I'm allergic to the universe. Eating breakfast out is impossible. Yeah, Cindy Kep, and Cookie has her dietary limitations too. I was watching one of my favorite channels on YouTube is the Babish Culinary Universe, Binging with Babish and shows like that. And he did one the other day for it was like a faux Panda Express dish, sugar chicken. That was it. And he made his own version, and he was putting MSG in it, and Cookie gets migraines from MSG. And every time he did that, I winced. That's the reason why I can't take her to Popeyes anymore, because they listed their ingredients, and they put copious amounts of MSG in everything. The chicken, they even put it in their green beans. And all they're doing there is just pouring the stuff out of a can, like a 5-gallon can, and heating it up, and then they add MSG to it. MSG is a natural food additive that does add flavor. It brings out the flavor in the food. Unfortunately, some people can't process it, and Cookie's one of them. If she gets virtually crippling migraines from it. So we used to love Popeye before she became allergic to it, but that was one of the reasons we found out she was allergic. And we saw that thing, and I haven't been to a Popeyes in over a decade because of solidarity. Anyway, Trevor Hawkins says if Amy ever wants to do a rant video show, she needs to call it Oh Hell No. Oh, I'm in. I am so in, Amy. I if you need a co-host, John and I will do it. I am sure John will do it. And too bad not everyone can handle White Castle hamburgers, says from the desk of a small press publisher. I like White Castle. I love them fried on top of the onions. And this looks fun from Amanda Tockard. And don't forget Nicholas Tockard, too, when you're on Amazon cruising there. Thank you, Cindy. And Brian Westhoff loves breakfast even for dinner. French toast is my favorite. I love good French toast. I really do. I'm pretty good at pancakes, too. And flip side, you definitely want to check out John Pica because Cindy Kep says so. And she says that Amy Hale is fascinating. She was last night, as always. And looking forward to seeing more stuff from her tomorrow night on Creative as Hale at 8 o'clock. And from the desk of a small press publisher, welcome to the club, Brian Rodman. Yeah. And Cindy Kep says you should try this too from Michaela Jade. Check out her Warrior series of books. They're great. And Brian Rodman, I would love to hang out with all the Nevermorians on Friday before our launch. Let's talk tomorrow evening after Comic Book Spectrum and discuss our plot to take over the world. Well, I'll definitely send you a link to the studio, and we can plot on the air too. But yeah, let's talk, Brian. Let's talk. And Trevor, it has crossed Amy Hale's mind. You just gave me an idea for another show, though. I'm in, Amy. And it's part of the network already. Will Schuyler says, when Jollibee opened up their first restaurant in my city, I never met a more determined group to camp out for a burger or spaghetti in my life. Oh my God, they serve spaghetti too. My mouth is watering. And it's not just because Eric Hawkins is here. Good morning, all. Good morning, Eric Hawkins. Good to see you, buddy. Almost blew you a kiss. I'm so excited to see you. Anyway, Eric will be on Comic Book Spectrum tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Check it out. And Rick Radley had a wreck on Monday night. Oh man, completely completely messed up my front end. What about your car? But the other vehicle is all right. Well, I don't care. I don't know them. I don't care about them. I only care about you. And Cindy Cap says, on Patreon, I'm approaching the halfway point in Project GN Press freelance words, which means I'll be starting to plan the next Project GN Press. If you're part of the Patreon crowd, you get to have input. Please check it out. And Cindy's been giving me some good input on my Patreon serialized novel, so check it out. And Joe Dog McKeel tells the small desk of a small press publisher, I can't handle Crystal Burger, Southern White Castle, but that don't stop me from inhaling 6 of them. My wife does not enjoy that later. Yeah, I had that problem with buffalo meat for a while. Cookie turned me on to buffalo burgers, made from buffalo meat. And I've got to have the processed stuff because otherwise I become a treat for all the senses if it's not adequately processed. I'm hard to live with for about 3 hours. Anyway, Rick, yikes, no bueno. Feel better soon. So Cindy Cap agreed. And Memoirs of an Angel is coming soon to a Kickstarter near you this Friday. In fact, I'm so excited. And yep, White Castle is 24/7 hamburgers. Not all can handle them. I don't have a problem with them, Joe. I do not have a problem with them. It's like I don't have a drinking problem. I'm good at it now. Cindy Cap, oh darn, I'm out of break already. Check out all the Nevermorians. And please check out Cindy Cap at ckoepp.com. Sign up for a free monthly newsletter. And also please check out her offerings on Patreon. What a great start she's got to her Patreon page. So proud of her. And Carlene says, we're seeing a McDonald's parking lot listening. Carl says hi. Hi, Carl. Carl, we love you guys. We do. And Michaela Jade agrees with me. Hi, Carly and Carl. And Cindy Kep says, podcast, clever title pending. Nevermind the Furthermore, Dastardly Dingles, the Historical Fencing Guild, League of Impossibles, Nerd Culture, TED Talks, Amy Hale, Michaela Jade, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, Stupid O'Clock, and so many more others. Please support them. Thank you, Cindy Kep. And please support Cindy Cap at ckoepb.com. Yeah, there's a lot of, man, you guys cannot claim to be bored. Look at all this podcasting talent here. Seriously. And Randy Zimmerman's Joy B's mascot is my kind of tune. Had to buy the plush toy and still don't let the grandkids play with it. I hear you. That was one of the reasons Cookie and I didn't have kids. We didn't want to share our toys with any brats. And Michaela J says, I'm head out the door to run errands. Catch y'all later. Michaela, talk to you later, hun. You have a great day. Glad you were here. And thank you very much, Cindy. Don't forget to tip your host. We do have a tip jar. Go to paypal.me/rising tide, capital B, capital K, capital M, and we will accept one gratefully and privately acknowledged one-time donations. Thank you. And bring Cookie home. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy Kep. We got to bring you home too, girl. Seriously. Skunk Rocker says, Brian, my new route takes me just over Mont Eagle, and once you get far enough up Interstate 24, then you switch into Central Time. Oh, that's right. You're on your way to Metropolis there. That's true. Yeah, I've made that run from, where was it? It wasn't quite as far as you are, but I've made it from between Nashville and Metropolis several times. Yeah, we've got an area here, two areas here in Indiana, in the Evansville area at the very southern tip, and in the northwest tip around Valparaiso and Gary, and and Merrillville, that it suddenly switches into Central Time, but the rest of the state, like here in Lafayette and Indianapolis, is on Eastern Time, because Indiana is effed up like a football bat. And my favorite Rambo movie is Last Blood, says Joe Dog McKeel. That was a good one. That really was. I liked it because it was so less than like Rocky than the other Rambo movies. I think because Sylvester Stallone didn't have total creative control over it like he did later, but they're all still good. Scott Cracker says, I think the biggest thing in this area that are known to a larger part of the country would be there's an Air Force base in Tullahoma and a Nissan plant in Winchester. Oh, that's right. That's true. And Russell Allen says, I watched The Sounds of Mars expecting someone to dub the audio with alien parts, but it was still really cool. Russell Allen, I agree, man. I got chills listening to that. I mean, it's the first time we've gotten sounds from the surface of another Earth-type planet, close to Earth. And the Skunk Rocker says, other than that, in the mountain itself, I don't know if there's anything else of note up here. Joe Dog might know something that I don't. But Skunk, we're glad to get your travelogue, seriously, and I hope you get fed soon. And the Ninja Ganko, righteous. Dude, righteous to see you. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Hope your hump day is going well. And yes, Brian, I did get my speakers moved. Excellent. That's good news. This has been a really weird week, Brian, in our area. It starts off winter in the morning, and by the afternoon, I'm stripping off clothes because it's getting real hot. Oh, I thought it was just me, Skunk. I thought it was just me. And so by Monday afternoon, my truck had been completely dried off, despite the fact that in the morning it was a monsoon. Yeah, and we had a rainstorm the other night, which was kind of nice to hear. We still have some ice on the roof on our north side of the house because it gets almost no direct sunlight. But the south side of the house is nice and toasty, and I'm expecting I may not have to shovel out the walk to the trash because I've got to take trash out later today. So anyway, glad to see you, Skunk, seriously. And we're glad to see Brian Wensloff. Nicole Marie and I are excited to be in the podcast Brian Rodman. Yeah, we got that. And Skunk Rocker says, and by the way, Brian, if you want a really good video editor for free, check out DaVinci Resolve. It's compatible to Final Cut and Premiere. It's a little heady, but you're a smart dude. You'll pick it up. I hope so. I tried doing, well, part of it with my problem with the one I was using yesterday was that it wasn't recognizing the formats of the graphics I was using. And it was a ping. I couldn't understand. I went into their manual and said, yeah, we take ping. But for some reason, it wasn't loving it. And I finally got the graphic going, but then I couldn't get the sound fully loaded in. It wasn't recognizing that, and that was in MP3, which it said it recognized. So I'm glad I'm glad Glenn Fleming could pick it up because it's eluded me. But yeah, I will write that down. Thank you, Skunk. I appreciate the Vinci Resolve. Okay. Thank you, Skunk. You are the best. I will probably spend some time playing with that this afternoon. Because I'd really like to get this done. And if it doesn't happen for the first show, it doesn't happen. But we'll make do. And Jessica Johnson, good to see you, darling. Mwah. Much love to you and Lonnie. Hope you're doing well. Thank you again, Skunk. Appreciate you, man. But anyway, Jessica Johnson has a couple of great ventures out, and I'm sure she's going to post them. The Heroes for Kids out of Perryville, Missouri, and the amazing Heroes for Kids Comic-Con in July 17th at 800 City Park Drive in Perryville, Missouri. It's already in my newsletter, which you can sign up for if you go to risingtide.pub or send me your email address, and I will put you in. I'll input you myself. Anyway, Jessica, mwah, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great morning. Joe Dog McKeel, they are planning on using the microphone as a diagnostic tool on deployment of each system on the rover. Each one makes a different sound when operating. It will help them know if an issue is happening. That's genius. Man, and just the fact they were sending those tone signals during the landing to represent different phases of the landing event. And I watched, I'm sure a lot of you watched the NASA finally released the landing footage of the protective shell, the final protective shell deploying and jetting off into the distance, and they got overhead shots from a orbiting satellite of the thing. Is basically the shell that brought the Perseverance rover down to the ground for a soft, beautiful landing, and then used its rockets to jet the shell and the parachute that slowed it down as far away from the landing site as possible. Genius. And Brian K. Morris, did you hear about the Highlander producer who passed away? No, I hadn't heard that yet. I haven't seen the news this morning. So that's a shame, Brian. I'm sorry to see that. But Amy Hale says it's too late for that, Christian. That was not only a tongue twister, but it hurt my brain. I'm enjoying the pain too, Amy. And Jessica Johnson says Heroes for Kids Comic-Con scheduled for July 17th, 2021 in Perryville, Missouri, the gateway to Chester, Illinois, where Popeye was born. Proceeds to benefit the Missouri National Veterans Memorial Wall and St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Booth spaces are still available. Please direct message Jessica Johnson on Facebook for information about booths. And part of your booth rental also goes towards the contribution to those two great charities. Thank you, Jessica. Hope you're doing well. And Luke Stone Studios, who's going to be on with me tonight on a special, clever title penny. Please tune in and able to pass through for a bit. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you too, brother. Looking forward to tonight and looking forward to catching up with you, man. It's been too long. Jessica Johnson, and there is the link to the Heroes for Kids Perryville, Missouri. Superheroes disguised as normal people in their everyday lives. But these people use their amazing cosplay powers to benefit the kids and the community. So please get them to your convention and get some attention for your folks. And Heroes for Kids Comic-Con, that's the address where you can direct message Jessica Johnson and get a booth, maybe even near me or as far away from as possible. I believe those are cheaper. Anyway, Joe Dog McKeela goes, I got one. Haters are like crickets. Make a lot of noise till you walk up to them, then silence. Ah, yes. And yes, it is. It's past that time now. Don't I feed Cookie? Yeah, we got to wrap this up because Cookie got to get fed. Thank you, Joe Dog McKeel. And Historical Fencing Guild. Brian, once the pandemic is lifting, you have a gaming group. Brother, I would welcome that. I seriously would. Brian Robin, once again, my friend, thank you for all you do. Oh, thank you, man. You're part of this experiment too, this adventure. And thank you for creating such an amazing network of creatives that rise together. You're one of us, brother. You're one of us. We're glad we hope we can help you too. And that's what it's all about, is always have fun, be safe, and lick spines. Hashtag bring Cookie home. Hashtag feed Cookie. Hashtag laugh like the shadow. I didn't get the echo. Well, I'm in this book, The World of Tomorrows. I have an essay on my career as a transcriber for Tomorrows, working for magazines like Back Issue and Retro Fan and Alter Ego and others. And I haven't given this my endorsement yet. Yummy. Anyway, and Carl Witzman's probably glad he's not watching that, and I probably just got fired from Tomorrow's anyway. Oh, anyway, and Jack the King Kirby Nuff said, amen, brother, amen. And Russell Allen, thanks for a great show, Brian. Have a great day, Nevermore. It's time to hit the road again. Well, Russell, good luck to you. Keep promoting that Xenon NI Titan, fully funded, but now we're going into stretch goals. Give Russell Allen some love on Kickstarter. Thank you, Russell Allen, for being here as always, and we're following you. And hashtag from Carly Carlene, don't die, feed Cookie. Working on it, going to get through your comments. Luke Stone Studios, once the pandemic is listed, it's starting to sound like when Elvis starts touring again to me. Yeah. Yeah, it's or peace in our time, you know. It's like, it sounds nice, but don't be holding your breath. And that's like Shadowrun. Yeah, Jody McPhee would know. And it's 21 minutes of feeding time. Yes, I'm hurrying. And blah, the comic book convention I was excited about earlier just got postponed. Oh, Grant, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but maybe we can find you another one. Who knows? And Rick Bradley, Skunk Rocker, I would love to talk video games with you. Yeah, check him out. Check out the Scrub House Video Club on Sunday nights. Skunk does a great job on that. Nick Talker says, watch out for the new book to hit on Amazon from Nick Talker. Follow him. And follow Teresa Dunn on Poetry Expressions, Volume 2. Totally self-published, totally self-produced. She is awesome. And my lovely wife's lycanthrope, tea parties at Amanda Talkard on Amazon. Please check out Amanda Talkard's work too. She's awesome. And also Terraform Comics for all your hybrid needs, with more coming soon. And the Skullcracker says, OMG, remind me to tell you the story tomorrow night on Stupid O'Clock about the Karen complaining about having to wait in line, thus holding up the line. Yeah, a lot of these Karens and Darrens just aren't thinking it through. You know what I mean? And Nick Tucker at Amazon, Kivrin St. James sounds like a great book. Check out Kivrin's work. She sounds amazing. And Kivrin St. James on Amazon. Thank you, Nick Tucker. Brian Wenzloff, Jollibee, which started in the Philippines, became a popular place in the U.S. There's one in Tampa, so I might have to try it. But here's an unpopular opinion. I don't get the love for Chick-fil-A. I found them meh, plus the owners are not great, especially towards the LGBTQ community. The thing is, they hire many of people in the gay and lesbian and transgender etc. community. They hire a great many people. I will give them that. I do like their sandwiches, although I haven't eaten there in quite some time. But they are popular. That is the thing. They are popular. Well, the thing is, though, you know, Domino's about 20 years ago was found to be contributing to non-supportive groups, shall we say. And didn't Papa John's also have a bout or two with that? But anyway, yeah. I would be happier if they spent their own money and not their corporate money on that sort of thing, to be honest. And there's Pops Van Zandt lightening the mood, thank God, with Comic-Con 11 this weekend on Comic Talk with Pops, and also, I'm sure, on the madness, the comic madness with Pops Van Zandt. Good to see you, Pops, as always. And good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, my friend. And we're winding down here, catching up. All right, it's about 5 till at this point, so I'm just going to say it. Don't die, feed Cookie, and remember to tune in the Stupid O'Clock and see his new studio. Oh, man, that's worth tuning in right there. That's going to be Thursday, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. 11 o'clock is the Saturday show, but 9 p.m. Stupid O'Clock. Check out Joe Dog and Skunk's new home. It's going to be great. And Montego, that's right by where my family is from, says Eric Hawkins. Very cool. And Glenn B. Fleming. Brian, check your message inbox. I will do that, sir. I've only done a little this morning. I need to catch up with that. Glenn B. Fleming, thank you for being here. Check out the work of Glenn B. Fleming, on Amazon. It's great stuff. It really is very impressive. And everyone take care and stay creative. Rick Bradley, you do the same. Thank you very much. And we're only just a little bit late. Thank you, everyone, for keeping me on track. I appreciate you all. And we hope that this hump day is a good one for all of you. We really do. The editorial we. And if it isn't, make it so. Just like Picard says. We are in control of our destinies more than one would think. And a lot of what we do is in reaction to how the day treats us. So treat each other with kindness. You never lose when you treat each other with kindness. And be supportive of everyone in the channel here. Thank you very much. And we want to thank a whole lot of people here. We want to thank Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this episode. As always, Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, it matters to your readers. And if you want to turn them from readers into buyers, contact plasmafiregraphics.com. Also, they have a page on Facebook that's well worth checking out. And Brian Winslow, excuse me, you started a question. I'm not going to ask. We can ask it later on. What are some of your favorite magic-related TV shows and movies? Tell Brian directly, okay? Because we're going to sign off here. We're not doing another 3-hour episode or almost 4-hour episode. That was last night, but it was a good one. And I'm making a list for Saturday. Send your list to Brian Winslow directly via Facebook, okay? How's that sound, Brian? We're not going to start another conversation on it, and I will not be printing any more comments on it from this point on, because we got to get going here. But yes, definitely, thank you again to Plasma Fire Graphics. Thank you to Geek Insider for powering this episode. And check out last night's clever title pending with the amazing Bobby Nash. Almost 4 hours of great information and entertaining stories, including his time doing film and television. The man's been on Doom Patrol. Have you? I haven't. So anyway, please check out yesterday's episode of Clever Title Pending, and please show up for tonight's episode. We're doing one special every month of Clever Title Pending. We've already got our March one booked, and it's really going to be good. It's really going to be special. You'll see. But tonight is extraordinarily special because we're having Luke Stone back. And Luke, of course, is the creator of Hybrids, the Sons of God. It's one of the best comics to come out last year. And he's starting a brand new story arc that he's funding now on Indiegogo. And he's made his nut. So now we're going into stretch goals. But we're going to talk to him tonight, get an update on that project, as well as what's going on with Terraform Comics. There's another book that's being funded right now from them, and just what the man is up to, and ask him your questions on how to build your business, how to put your comic book together, how to do your crowdfunding. It is fantastic. Skunkcracker says, not to delay the end of the show anymore, but I do want to point out that the owner of Little Caesars paid Rosa Parks rent until she passed away because he was an awesome dude, so remember that. Yep, good to remember. That's right, Skunk. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And also, was it Little Caesars? I saw a YouTube video, found out they give the best value for your, second best value for your pizza buying dollar. The first one was Domino's, but this was close behind, especially if you order a pepperoni pizza. They put more pepperoni on than anyone else, at least proportionately. And they don't cut back on the cheese. That's something else I discovered. But anyway, folks, you have a day to make this Wednesday a great one for people. Take the chance, because it will come back to you. That's what Rising Tide is about. All right. And speaking of Rising Tide, be sure to check out risingtide.pub. We're going to be doing some updating on the page soon. to include like our merch and everything, which we haven't done yet, but we are going to. You can also sign up for our free monthly newsletter. The next issue will be out March 1st at 5 p.m. So please sign up before then, and we'll get that next issue. It's going to have 2 secret links, which I've already got 3 scheduled. I got to pick the 2 that are the most fun, as well as inspirational quotes and a special video that only my subscribers to my channel or my newsletter will see. So if you want to see a little bit more of what we're up to, check out our newsletter. I generally don't try to sell you anything. It's just me updating me. Also, please check out our Patreon page, where we have a special blog there. Every blog should have a name, as well as we're slowly uploading copies of our books onto the platform at the $10 a month level. And for $5 a month, you get to see our works in progress. And I'm getting some good feedback on them. That's at patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. I see you, Cookie. I'm not even looking at you, and I see you. What? Your wrist hurts? What? Your wrist hurts? What? Sounds like... Ah! She took my coffee pot! Anyway, I'm glad I had that 7-second delay in there. I've been signing off for 5 minutes, honey. She mocks me with her laughter, as she always does. But anyway, please sign for my newsletter, and please check out my Patreon page. And check out a lot of the people on here have also Patreon pages. Amy Hale, the Historical Fencing Guild. John B. Pica on The Impossibilists. So please check out the wonderful people on Patreon. It's a great way to support your favorite creative people on an ongoing basis. And if you're watching us on Facebook, on the Kathy Jackson's Books page, or the Rising Tide Publications, or the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, if you've enjoyed any part of this video, please give us a like. It would help us so very much. And it just takes a second. Doesn't cost you a thing. But also, you also please give a like to the page you're watching it on. Okay, it's a great way to thank your host for presenting you with entertainment and education, such as we try to do here at the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And speaking of which, please check out our shows right now. Take a screen capture, because if you sign up for these pages, especially the YouTube pages, if you subscribe to them, you'll get notification of when their next show appears. And we've got programming 7 days a week, starting with Heather Ellen's Comics, Chaos, and Sass. And she's a sassy girl. I'm telling you, she's got spunk. Please check out her show. It's a really great Sunday night show to end your weekend. And then we start with me, and more me, then Ted Davies, and Amy Hale, and Joe Dog, and Skunk Rocker, and Michaela Jade, Nick Tockard, Carl Witzman's in there. We love you, Carl. And more Joe Dog McKeel at various times. Please check out the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network if you like what we do here, and we hope you do. And also, please check out last night's marathon session with Bobby Nash. It was so much fun. You'll get a lot of good stuff out of it. And please check out our new show tomorrow night, 7 p.m., every Thursday, issue number 1 of Comic Book Spectrum with myself, Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, and Brian Rodman. We're going to talk about comic books with a fun attitude, we hope, and we hope you'll join us for that brand new show. Also, if you're watching, like I said, if you're watching us on YouTube, please give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed any part of it, and share all our videos with your friends so they can see the cool people you hang out with, like Amy and Eric and John and Brian and Skunk and everybody. And I think that's all I've got for now, and thank you for watching. I do appreciate you all so very much, and we hope you have a great day. Thank you to my Patreon subscribers, and make this Wednesday a great one, not just for yourself, but for someone else as well. And until we see you tonight with Luke Stone on a very special Clever Title pending at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, as always, folks, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. That's just what you are. Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. We'll be back with another one Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and we may have another guest appearance, maybe by Brian Rodman. Who knows? Anyway, everyone, have a fantastic hump day. Have a great one. We'll see you Friday. We'll see you tonight, hopefully. Take care, everyone.
southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at GeekInsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there, on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Reels and Heels is a podcast that discusses movies, television, wrestling, and more. With a rotating guest list of friends and filmmakers alike, Reels and Heels salutes the creative arts of all kinds. Join Brian Winzeloff and Nicole Jobin live every Saturday at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Reels and Heels.
Author Cindy Kepp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kepp at CKOEPP.com today.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there, on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.